What's up, Fire Nation? If you're here, it's because you don't play small. Fire Nation is for the ones fueled by passion, driven by growth, and hungry to build real wealth. Not just for yourself, but for your family and future generations. This isn't just a channel. This is a movement. And if you're watching, you're already part of it. I'm Miss Blue Fire, always taking you higher. Let's light it up.
Boom, DJ Dreadbeard. You have tuned in to the intellectual side of YouTube with Miss Julia, A.K.A. Miss Blue Fire, always taking you higher. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, Super Chat is appreciated. Fire Nation, march out.
The same man you pass going up is the same man you... Up to the time. Good morning, students. Hey. This is Crazy Bones representing for Miss Blue Fire. Humble in the teachings of Jah. Remember, humble. When Miss Blue Fire teach, YouTube, TikTok, make sure you follow the link, subscribe. Make sure you not tune into our man. The bodies, only for knowledge. Facts over fiction. Alien this is Crazy Bones representing for Miss Blue Fire on YouTube and TikTok. People, let me tell you now, you don't want to learn? Make sure you subscribe to our channel, follow the YouTube link, follow the TikTok link, and make sure you clock in a class. Enough things she teach. Only for things she going to teach you. Miss Blue Fire, big up your chest and make the dust them rest. Up to the never be ungrateful.
Hello. Big up those who are here early. Blessings. Yeah. Well, it's been active. Very active today. Let me big up who is here. Mr. Gaza, blessings. Thanks for being here, Mr. Gaza. Thank you for being here. And Gaza Ricardo, big up yourself. Good night, my dear. Good night. Good to see you. Time come. Wow, you're active today, man. Let me read what you're going to. I'll read what you said first. Let me big up everybody. Hey, Doza. Big up yourself, Andrew Cardoza. Big up yourself, and thanks for being here. So, gentlemen, we're going to be teaching today, but as I said today, it's Dancehall Friday, so I'm going to drop the link. Anybody that wants to come up, you can come up. What you do is you click that link, and when you click the link, it's going to ask you to give permission to your microphone and to your video. You click it on, and then afterwards you click off your video, right? Because you don't need to have your video on, and I'll add you to the stage. Big up TG Media. Big up. Let me read what's going on in the chat. Blessings, Miss Julia. Blessings, Mr. Gaza. Good night, Miss Julia. Good night, Gaza Ricardo. Big up salutes. Time come says. Big up Miss Ju. Poppy this cartel still. Time come. Where you see Poppy this cartel? Where you see him this cartel? I hear people saying that. I listened to the song today, and that is the type of songs that him always sing. Him always sing them type of people fighting me type of song. The song is a good song. I like the song actually, but I never hear him throw no shades at cartel or nothing. So I hear people saying that, but yeah, I don't see where him actually diss him. You understand what I'm saying? You know, sure, not reading too much. Boy, I'm gonna tell you, no people this come in like, boy, I'm gonna tell you, no. This social space come in like gonna make an owner young and restless, really and truly, right? And I love the drama. Poppy, this cartel still. What do you think about cartel song just dropped today? You didn't know? No, I didn't know about it. You know, I heard it. I didn't know about it. I heard it. The boy, this Poppy, this teacher today. Time come. Okay, so let me tell you what I'm going to be honest with you because I'm always honest on this channel, right? I saw this the post and it said Vibes Cartel and it said live still going or something like that, right? And then he changed it. Now this is the thing. How do we know that it was him who actually put it up there? We don't know that. But maybe them do it for attention. Maybe somebody did, and then it disappeared. So I mean, more than likely, and we're all speculating. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, guys, please don't get emotionally involved in something and run with something when it's just speculation. You don't know if Popcaan put up that post, right? And it was removed right after. So if we give him the benefit of the doubt, we will say that somebody from him team probably put it up, right, to get that attention, and then he probably tell him to take it down. Maybe I want to give him the best case scenario until proven otherwise. Okay, that's what I like to do, right? Okay, I'd rather be wrong, right, than accuse somebody wrongly of it. Big up yourself, TG Media, Miss Julia one. That's right. That's right. Right. So, hey, Chinchilla, blessings. Good to see you. Hard crime, blessings, blessings, blessings. Yeah, so I don't know if him necessarily the same per se. We don't know who put that up, but I mean, to be honest, I listened to the song, and I don't see where I'm throwing shade at Cartel. That is how. If you listen to Popcaan song, that's how Popcaan song them usually is. You understand? It's always somebody are fighting myself. I'm not dissing him or nothing, but these are facts. But it's a good song. I like the song, right? But I didn't see any shade in it, and I listened to it 3 times, right? These are facts, right? So make we wait and we can see. You see what I'm saying? What you think about the Cartel song? Did I know? No, I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. Um, what I think about it, let's just say it was not for me, right? That song is not for me. I mean, I don't know what the strategy is behind that, to be honest, of dropping that song now, right? When we're anticipating this album. But I don't know. I'm not a part of the team, so I'm going to reserve my opinion. But what I can say is I don't think the song sound good. That good song, I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's okay, because guess what? Not everything. Listen, I told you this before. Do not be that conceited to think that everything that your artist drops, you're going to like. Not everything is directed to you. Stop making everything about you, right? So that song, maybe for some other people, but it's not for me. That's not my type of song, to be honest, right? And guess what? I've written things that afterwards I don't like. So it's not far fetched for another writer to write something that you don't like. And it's okay to like 90% of your artist songs and not like the other 10. You understand what I'm saying? That's okay. It's not a crime. It's not a crime, right? So that song there, good, is not my cup of tea. And what is more curious to me about that song is why is it being dropped right now? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand the strategy right there. But again, I'm not a part of the team, and so I don't know how valid is my opinion. Andrew Cardoza said, "What type of song? Name drop a song named Good today." Dosa. Hi, Mr. Noble. Good afternoon, Rowan Noble. Good afternoon, Mr. Noble. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'm drop a song named Good. Andrew, and I'll just say it's not for me. I'm pretty sure other people will like it, but it's not my song. So today we have a good lesson, because we have been hearing a whole lot of foolishness, right? Saying that dancehall king have to sing gun songs to be king, etc., etc. So we're gonna break that argument apart, okay? And we're gonna talk. And it's so funny. Look at this. I made this thumbnail a week and a half ago, and I scheduled it for today. And all of this controversy now talking about Popcaan, right? Come up today. So is Popcaan underrated and underappreciated? And we're going to break that down. Okay? So ready for a good show? And I'm ready for a good show. So listen, Fire Nation, I want us to start here. There's a dangerous misunderstanding in dancehall right now. Okay, people think that what got you to the top is what must keep you, or you that's what you must keep doing to stay there. Okay, listen to me carefully. People think that what got you to the top is what you must keep doing to stay there. But let me ask you something. If a man had to fight his way to the throne, does that mean he must keep fighting forever? Or does there come a point where the war is over and the kingdom begins? Because Cartel didn't just make gun songs, he used them as a weapon to rise. Okay? But once you conquer that battlefield, you don't keep shooting to prove that you're dangerous. You become the reason that nobody pulls the trigger. Right? So here's the truth. His gun songs were never the throne, they were the ladder. And too many artists are still climbing, not realizing the man that they're chasing is just sitting. Right? Rowan notes, I don't like the song, but I bought it anyway. Oh, so you know the song too, Rowan. You know the song too. Good. Good. I thought I was the only one. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link, right? Hi, Boo Boo. Good afternoon. Good to see you. And at this is not Rick's channel. This is Julia's channel. He's not here. I think you're probably at the wrong channel or you mistyped. But good evening. Good to see you anyhow. So I'm going to drop the channel. I'm going to drop the link. I know, right? I'm going to drop the link and you guys can call in after. Okay? Good. That's very strange of Boo Boo to do. Boo Boo. That's very strange. Either you thought you're on the wrong platform. You probably thought you're on you probably think you're on the wrong platform, right? Or you thought that that Rick was here. That's very strange though. I find that strange. But that's okay. Strange things happen. Yeah, Mr. Gaza said that song not ready yet. Nah, like, yeah, you know, we have to be honest. We have to be honest, Mr. Gaza. We have to be honest. We're not going to like everything, and it's okay to be honest. And that actually proves that you're not sheep. You understand? That actually proves that you are not sheep, because you can say, hey, that don't make it. You understand? And nothing is wrong with that. All right, so I'm going to drop the link so you guys can call in, but I'm going to teach for a little bit, and I'm going to and then you guys can chime in whenever you're ready. All right, good. So this is my core thesis for today. Too emotional. What is too emotional? Boo Boo, you're gonna have to type in sentences that we can understand. What is too emotional? What you mean? I'll wait until you explain yourself. So the core thesis for today, right, is Cartel has transcended the need for gun songs because he already used them to build dominance. Okay? Now he sustains dominance through influence, through identity, and cultural control. These are facts. Gun songs were a tool, they're not the throne. Hi, Clip Cartel. Bless up, bless up. Good to see you. Good to see you, my Fire Nation brother. Don't let this person throw you off. Seems like a plan for distraction. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Mr. Gaza, but to be honest, I wouldn't expect that too much from Boo Boo. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if it's a mistype, or because she's not a troll, to be honest. So I have to give her some grace and the benefit of the doubt, because what I know of Boo Boo is that she's not a troll, and she's usually pretty genuine in the few times that I have interacted with her. But maybe it's a mistype, maybe she misunderstand. I don't know. So I'm waiting for her to explain what it is that she meant, right? Or if not, we just keep moving. Hi, Imhotep. Blessings. Good to see you. Good to see you, Imhotep. Good to see you, right? So Cartel has transcended the need for gun songs because guess what? He already used them to build dominance, right? So now he sustains dominance through influence, through his identity, and cultural control. So the gun songs were a tool, not a throne. Okay, good. Now, it was not the basis of the throne. So cartel's legacy was built through multiple lanes at once. I want you guys to remember this, right? Want you guys to always remember this, right? Who hit Booby? She's on the throne. Nobody hit her. Imhotep. She's right there. What are you talking about? Nobody hit Boo Boo. She's right there. But what I did was I deleted her comment because the first thing that she said when she came onto my panel was, "Hi, Rick," or "Good evening, Rick." So I told her that this is not Rick's platform. Maybe she have the wrong platform, or maybe she miswrote. This is Miss Julia's platform. Nobody hit her. So people are saying that she was trolling, and I'm saying that I don't believe that that's in her nature. So I'm trying to figure out what it is that she was trying to say. Right? So she hasn't been hidden. She's still right there. But I hid her comment, or I deleted her comment because the wrong platform. And usually when you go on somebody's platform, you tell the person whose platform it is, "Good evening" first. Right? So that is where that is where it come from. So now I'm going to go back to the lessons. So Carter's legacy was built through multiple lanes at once. I want you guys to remember this, right? There was war music, street anthems, sexual records, social commentary. There was heartbreak songs, and you remember that to Tanisha, right? Party songs, radio songs, right? Slang creation and non-stop output. So his range is part of why he even stayed relevant even through incarceration. You can't go around that, right? Right? And even Reuters reported that his conviction appeal outcome, his 2020 and Billboard 2025 cover story, framed his return as a major event. You understand? So that matters because if gun songs were the only real source of his authority, then distance from that would have shrunk him, and it did not. It did not, right? Instead, his stature survived prison, right? There's legal upheaval and globalization. Based your opinion on the info released so far. Try to separate the emotion. I don't know what you're talking about. Based your opinion on the info released so far. Oh, you're talking about what they said about the trolling? That's what you mean? Yeah, that's what I said to them at first, right? That Popcaan, I don't think he was actually what you call it? I don't think he was actually shading cartel. I don't think so. We don't know. We don't know who made that post. All we know that the post went up and then it came back down in less than a couple hours, right? Right? And there's nothing in the song that says that he was shading cartel. So yeah, that is what I was saying too. If that is what you're saying, other from that, it don't make no sense what you're saying. So maybe you can call in and explain what it is that you're saying. So everybody, I dropped the link. Did I pin the link? Let's see. Pin. Right? So there we go. All right, good. Now, instead, his stature survived prison, legal upheaval, and globalization. Right? So that tells you his kingship sits on a broader base than Badman Records. Right? His kingship sits on a broader base than Badman Records. These are facts. Right? So early cartel, he used the gun songs to establish fearlessness, right? Win lyrical clashes, okay? He gained street credibility, even though he had it, right? And compete in a war-driven era, right? Mr. Gaza says, sounds like she's talking about J.I. versus Javi, not Popcaan. Yeah, well, we're not talking about that today. You can see the topic. We're talking about Popcaan and we're talking about Vibes Cartel. So we're not talking about that because I know better than to make assumptions before the ballistics, before the forensics, right? You have to wait. You people are acting as if a statement is a fact. A statement is an account, right? The evidence will prove the fact. No, I don't wish prison and jail on anybody because you all know how free spirited I am, and I always say freedom is a must. You understand? But sometimes we just have to wait and see what the evidence says. Everybody is going around speculating. Let them have their fun. It's good to have banter, right? But I am not putting any 2 cents on it until the evidence and the forensics and the ballistics show what it's supposed to show. All right, so I'm moving on from that and we're going back to the lesson. You guys, that's the link there is pinned. So you guys can call in whenever you want to call in, right? So anyway, so early Cartel, he used the gun songs to establish the fearlessness, win lyrical clashes, as I say, and compete in a war-driven era. But listen, Gaza Nation and Fire Nation, once dominance is established, you don't keep proving power. You become power. These are facts, right? Cartel already won the Gaza versus Gully era, according to many, right? Dominated the lyrical warfare, right? And he already became the reference point of quote unquote badness. You understand? So I want you guys to take the time to actually sit down and actually think. And I want you just consider what I'm saying for a while, right? Right? Kings don't compete, they define. These are facts, right? The ones trying to, there are two types, let me say it this way. There are two types of artists in dancehall, okay? The ones trying to, let me add Mr. Gaza to the stage. Hi, Mr. Gaza, give me 1 second. There are two types of artists in dancehall, right? The ones trying to win the game and the ones who change the rules. Those are, I can turn off your camera, honey. I can see a camera. So before I add you to the stage, turn off your camera. Okay, good. So I'm going to add you to the stage now. Good.
I realize it. Sorry.
Okay, got it.
Just trying to fix something.
Okay.
So,
No worries. So let me mute it for a second. Let me just lay the groundwork and then we can continue, right? So this is what I want you guys to think. There are two types of artists in dancehall. The ones trying to win the game and the ones who change the rules. Cartel is not reacting to the culture anymore. The culture reacts to him, right? So why would he need to follow a formula where he has to keep on singing gun songs? You understand what I'm saying? Makes no sense, right? And something that people miss is range, right? Anybody can dominate one lane, right? Anybody can dominate one lane. But Cartel didn't just make badman music. He made music for the party. He made music for the bedroom. He made music for heartbreak, the street, the summer, the mindset. You understand? So this narrative here, what they're trying to push, saying that he needs to sing gun songs, is ridiculous. Clip Cartel said Cartel doesn't need to prove how dangerous him is and the fact that him have the ability to make other types of songs. No gun songs, no needed. That's right, Clip. I agree with that, 100%. All right, gentlemen, before I continue with the lesson, is there anything that you want to say? You can come off mute and say it. No? Okay, I'll continue. So, kingship in dancehall is not just about the hardness, okay? It's about command.
Sorry, Miss Julia, I got a phone call just now. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
sure, no problem, love, no problem. Tell me
No.
what you want to add anything to what I just spoke about before we continue?
Yeah, I don't even remember what you were saying.
All right, no worries. We'll just keep listening, and then something will stimulate you. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And we have a special guest. Well, all of my guests are special, but we have Dosa Medicine here. Kaikum, Dosa, you have anything that you want to add to this before I continue, or you want to wait?
Those are you that.
help yourself, Mr. Gaza.
Yeah.
Julie, you know, so I just listen to learn, and everything you're saying seems like you're on point. So,
It's got
I'm
all
just
right.
listening.
Let's go. Okay, whenever you want to chip in, you can be free to chip in, right? So to be dancehall king, you need more than just menace, okay? You need command over the culture. These are facts. That means several things at once. A king is not just good at songs, he bends the genre's center of gravity. Cartel's writing, vocal phrasing, his topic shifts, the slang, the hooks, and the beat selection, it influenced a huge portion of post-2000s dancehall. These are facts, right? Artists in the modern era, they either sound like they learned from him or they reacted against him. These are facts too. Think about it. Think about it. Or they were forced to position themselves relative to him, right? Right. That means that is somebody who is the center, right? Billboard's 2025 profile is very interesting. It treated him as a figure bound up with where dancehall has been and where it can go. That's the way how Billboard's 2025 profile treated him. You should read it. It's really good. It was a really good piece, right? Now, also, the king in dancehall for kingship, you must shape the language. Dancehall kings, they leave behind vocabulary, zaga. You know what I'm talking about, not just hits. Cartel helped push slang, attitude, and identity codes that outlived particular songs, right? He is a lexicon. What's a lexicon? A lexicon lasts. Look it up if you don't know what it is. This is a higher form of dominance, right? Than just a hot single. A hit can fade people, but Cartel's influence is built into the way the world, the dancehall world, speaks, right? So what? You know, like, don't forget him range or something. That's what I was talking about before, right? You forget his range. No, let me ask you, audience, something, and I want you to think about it in your own time. Think about it, right? Think about it. Which is harder? Being the best in one lane or mastering many? If Cartel only did gun songs, would his fan base be bigger or smaller? Who in dancehall today actually has true range? Think about it. You don't have to answer here. Take your time. And doesn't range increase longevity? Because, Fire Nation, at the highest level, you know, dominance is not about intensity. It's not. Dominance is about coverage. That's why there's monopolies. These are facts. These are facts. That's why there are monopolies, right? Dominance is not about intensity at the highest level. It's about coverage. And Cartel didn't just hit hard, okay? Cartel reached far, far. Okay, these are facts. That's why I said, if you don't forget in range. Chinchilla said, so true. It's like he has a song for every topic. Exactly, Chinchilla. Exactly. Right? Exactly. Good. And listen, thank you so much, Imatep, for that super chat. I'm just realizing the super chat. Thank you so much, my dear. I really appreciate it. Right? Good. Now, his dominance is multi-dimensional. Gun songs, Fire Nation, and for all my Canadian and American friends who watch on the playback because you want to learn more about dancehall, listen. Gun songs dominate one lane, street energy. Okay? Cartel dominates, as Chinchilla was saying, love songs, the party anthems, the social commentary, the sexual narratives, and the global crossover records. A few, right? So the impact of range is important. Why? Because it's art, and he has a wider emotional reach. So if you have a wider emotional reach, you're gonna have a bigger fan base. These are facts, and you're going to have a stronger longevity. Okay, gun songs alone limit range. Cartel expanded range, and it's not like as if he didn't have gun songs before. He did. And we're going to talk about that because there's actually a term for it. Okay? Also, with Kingship, you must shape the archetypes, right? He didn't only perform the bad man, right? He also embodied the witty provocateur. He's very witty, and he make a lot of him get trouble, right? The erotic strategist, pop craftsman, true. Controversial thinker, true, right? And a dancehall philosopher in a lot of ways. People still go around with his sayings like their proverbs. It's true, right? So why does this matter, Miss Julia? Why does this matter? It matters because kingship in dancehall is tied to symbolic fullness. You have to cover all of us. You have to be able to cover the entire genre, right? So he became bigger than one persona. So when people say he needs gun songs right now to remain king, they're shrinking kingship down to a very narrow function. And that is just very small. And it's very, very small thinking, right? Now, Mr. Gaza, remember, anytime when you want to come off and say something, you just say the word, right? And anybody else, you can call in as well, right? Good.
Okay.
So the shift in demand, there's a shift in demand also. Listen, his core fan base has evolved, and so has he. Not saying that he doesn't have a multi-generational fan base. He does. He definitely does, right? As you can see, right? He has the younger, the 20s, the 19s, he has them too. And he has the 40s and the 40 plus, right? But his fan base evolved, and so has he. With every artist, as they evolve, their art changes a bit. Writers too, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference between a young Anne Rice and an older Anne Rice, right? She wrote all the Vampire Chronicles, okay, right? Even Oscar Wilde said that. He's one of my favorite authors, right? Even the painters, you can tell the difference when they grow from when they started, right? So there's a shift in demand. The early fans, when he was at that age, of course, everybody them wanted the violence, the war energy, the clash dominance, because he had to prove himself. Now his fan base includes more women, more international listeners, older demographics, lifestyle listeners, right? So there's strategic evolution there. So if he still relied heavily on gun songs, he would shrink his audience in a lot of ways, right? So he's not just a war artist, okay? Again, the king of dancehall must represent the genre's full emotional range, and he still has those gun songs there in memory. And we're going to go into it because there's a special term for it, right? Dancehall is a living social language. It's not a one-time thing. It's not just a one-time mood. You understand? It has celebration, fashion, pain, humor, flexing, betrayal, politics, gossip, spirituality. It does. Aspiration and warfare, right? The right king should carry the genre's full emotional bandwidth. This is one of Cartel's strongest claims. You get it? Good. His catalog spans summer joy, romance, erotic play, and heartbreak, right? So a king should not merely be the best warrior. That's not what a king does. A king should be the best representative of the kingdom. These are facts. That is what a king does, right? So his authority, respectfully, is larger than just gun talk because his catalog is larger than gun talk, right? Right? So he didn't just dominate one corner of dancehall, he learned how to speak almost all of the dialects. Okay? And also, you have to think about it. Globalization, it requires adaptation, right? So here's the barrier, and let's be real, dancehall people, because you know this. Let's be real. Gun songs don't travel as easily globally. It doesn't, right? There's radio restrictions, brand limitations, right? And there's also the cultural translation barriers. It's true. It's true. But the cartel strategy, he built global appeal without abandoning his core identity. He's still street dancehall, right? He balanced street credibility with mainstream accessibility. Okay? Right?
Hold on, Miss Julie.
That is evolution. Okay? Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Gaza. What were you saying?
Yeah, I wanted to touch a little bit on the point that you made about gun songs not, I guess, not going, like, crossing over as much. Did you say
Right.
so? Right. So I was saying that even Vibes Cartel mentioned something like that when he first decided that he was gonna stop doing gun lyrics before he went to prison. That was probably like 2010 or
Yes.
11.
Yeah.
He said it. He said, if you check it out, none of my major hit songs were ever like a gun song.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Um, I don't think it's true, but I understand the point that he was trying to get across. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? And he also said that he said one of the reasons why I'm rate Skilly Bang so much is because Skilly Bang was able to do something that he could never do. When him find, I think I must see crocodile teeth,
Mm-hmm.
and it got billboard.
Yeah.
Right, right. So him say, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm have to
It's
big up Skilly
harder.
Bang for that.
It-
Right,
It's
right.
definitely harder, Mr. Gaza, right? It's definitely harder, especially for radio, because the radio them always want to be politically correct. It's facts. You see what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
playlists and the radio, them like things to be kosher. They want it to be played over and over and to all audiences. That's what they make the money, right? So radio stations don't want complaints either, right? So it definitely is harder. So he's definitely right. And yeah, with Skilly Bang, that I'm not saying that no gun sounds can cross over. Of course they can. But what we're saying is it's much harder. And for where he is right now and for what it is that his strategies are, what it is that he wants to do, I can understand leaving off of that for a bit, if you see what I mean.
Yeah,
Right?
of course. Uh-huh.
So this is where I want to talk about. Let's talk about an important term in business and the music industry, and it's called stored credibility. You can look it up for yourself, right? Clip Cartel says, but why would Cartel need a gun song when Yellow, Shabba, Beanie, Sean, and others didn't need one? That's true too. It's true too. And I mean, they're talking about the King conversation. So you're talking about Beanie and Yellow. So yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I agree with that. But the thing is, he does have gun songs. And that's what we're going to talk about. That's why I asked them, were you zapped? Like, why can't you remember? Why can't you remember that he has gun songs and he already passed that stage? What you're saying is ridiculous. You understand? What you saying, Mr. Gaza? You want to say something?
No.
Okay, right? So now I want to go deeper with you guys, Fire Nation, because you know we love to go deeper, right? Some artists, yes, they need to remind you who they are. Every single song, okay? Gun songs, aggression, intensity, because without it, their credibility starts to fade. But then there are artists, right? But then there are artists whose name alone carry that weight. Cartel doesn't need to say he's dangerous. His history already said it. So the real question is, what's more powerful? Constant proof or permanent belief? Clearly, permanent belief. Okay? So, what I want you guys to think about is which artist today do you know that still needs to prove themselves in every song? You can listen for it. I won't say any words. I won't call any names. Right? A lot of them are young because they're still trying to prove themselves. Right? 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 And can credibility actually expire? Right? These are things that you should think about. But when credibility is real, you don't need to perform it. You possess it, right? And that's a level. Most artists never reach that level. These are facts, right? Where is your moral crash out on these songs? Kind of putting out. Yeah, I heard this song coming out just today. There's no moral crash out about it. It's not for me, right? At least he's not talking about raping children. That's where I would moral crash out about. But if anything with consenting adults, I would just say it's not for me. There are nasty people in the world. There are nasty people who like, I think they call them mock people or something like that, right? I think that's what they call them.
What's the word?
A mock people, I think they call them mock people or something. I'm not too sure, but that's what I heard, right? So I have no right to morally crash out on something that is not for me. It might be for some other type of audience. I'm responding to what this person most naturally says. Where is your, and he's trying to be a troll, but I'm going to answer him politely just in case he wants to learn. He says, where is your moral crash out on these songs Cartel putting out lately? I hear crashing out on other people about what they sing. If you ask me, it's kind of biased. Well, I didn't ask you, but what I will tell you is it's not biased because my crash out was about screwing kids. Anything we cannot live in. I do not want to live in a world with people who are okay with raping children. So I hope that answers your question. All right, good. Now, let me see. Ban user and delete their comments. You see how nice that is? I love doing that, you see? I don't know why people keep testing me. I really do like it. The put user in timeout, not put user in time, put hide user from channel and ban people from channel is so freeing. Sometimes I wish people had a channel so they can just do it. I don't argue with fools, right? Good. Let's continue. So so you this is called stored credibility. It is such a thing, right? Stored credibility is because why is impact because of memory. We still have the memory of what it is that he did, right? Good. Let's continue. Gun songs versus stored credibility, right? So there's the proof mechanism. Some artists, as we said before, them still need gun songs because they're trying to borrow weight, right? They need
Yeah.
danger coded. Pardon?
I think, sorry to cut you. I think the street credibility, I think that's how you build up the street cred too,
Yeah,
by doing certain slang, certain topic for the streets, and just certain way of outputting your lyrics together to
yeah.
attract the streets and people of those kind.
Right, right, exactly. 100%. 100% those are 100%. Right?
And to add to that too, it's not just about singing those lyrics, you know. You have to make it believable.
Right,
Because a lot of artists sing these type of lyrics, but them not believable.
right.
Nobody don't have them as a real bad man in the streets and them type of way there.
Facts. It's facts. It's facts. It's not
To them it's just lyrics. But
facts.
them not live that way there in a real life, and they don't make the lyrics believable. Because I'm not saying you have to live that life, but if you're gonna sing it, then at least make it believable.
Facts.
It's just like writing a book and trying to impress and try to get the reader's attention
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
and deep down in the story so it interests them more to listen to you.
Right, exactly.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, no, it's facts. It's facts. So he already built that, right?
We've
Right?
been past that already. Remember Vice Cartel doing a lot from 2002 till now is years, that 2
Yeah.
decades of
Yeah. Yeah.
music musically, 'cause every 10 years them say the generation gap change. And he
Yeah.
been through two generation gap already.
Facts. 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 And the gun songs actually become a tool for people to reassert, like, don't forget that I am real too. Just like what you two gentlemen were just saying, right? So the gun songs are a proof, is like a proof mechanism, just like what you guys were just saying. But the cartel position is different, right? He has what we call stored credibility. So his history already did the work, right? His Clash era, the Gaza era that was before with the war, the lyrical aggression that he had, the public mythology, right? It gave him permanent credibility reserve when it come on to gun songs and street cred. The core is assumed. You understand? This is elite status. We already know that that's what he's made of, right? So when your authority is assumed, you gain a certain type of freedom. It's fact. Cartel passed the proof stage when it come on to the gun song, so he don't need that, right?
I think,
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry to cut you. I think he passed the stage of proving in all categories of being an artist. In terms of, say, for instance, the glory is getting now, he's been through the time.
Yeah,
And he already got through the test of time to prove to people to, judge him
yeah.
from being a good artist.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. No, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is the gun songs are a tool. Gun songs are usually used as a tool to basically prove yourself and your street cred, like what you said. So what
Yeah.
we're saying is he's past that stage and he has it stored up. So being the king, he doesn't necessarily have to. He can do gun songs if he wants to, but he doesn't necessarily have to keep the throne. That's what I'm
No,
saying because he has the
you're
stored
right.
credibility, right?
You're
Right.
right. He reached on the level of proving himself already.
Right, right.
And I'm not say changing the topic, but just to say this, take away the gun songs from Vibes Cartel, put him in the category of doing songs for the ladies. He already proved that too. Take
Yeah,
away that, put him in the category of doing social commentary. He already proved that already too. He
right.
has songs in all of those categories to show that he's been top in the game.
Right, exactly right. And I mean, it's permanent, and he has our irreversible reputation where that comes from, because his history proves it, his
Mm-hmm.
influence proves it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his name carry it already. So that is cultural equity. You understand? And the credibility is currency. You understand? Other artists, yes, them need them gun songs to gain the credibility, but Cartel already has credibility stored already like currency. These are facts. You understand? So him don't need to do gun songs in order to
To be
to
dancing king.
to be the king. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of the crap. Like, the evolution is the real king test as well. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. Right? Kings are supposed to evolve as the kingdom grows. Right? You have to keep up to the times. That's what we keep saying. So dancehall change, that's true. The audience change, platforms change, right? So you can't expect, and the times change, and he has changed, the audience has changed. You can't expect him to stay the same, right? If he was still doing only what worked 15 years ago, what would be greatness about that, right? What would be greatness about that? You see what I'm saying? You have to evolve with the times. There's a lot of artists in dancehall who failed because they didn't evolve, right? And evolution does not mean selling out. It doesn't mean losing your core. It doesn't. You understand? Because people think that the crown goes to the hottest right now. It doesn't. It goes to who adapts without losing who they are. That balance is very, very rare. That's why we have very few kings. And Mr. Noble said, I respect his decision. No more gun songs. I do too. 100%. 100%. Right?
Yeah, he's on the level of doing other songs besides some gun song. I think he don't need to do gun song because he already passed the stage of proving, as you say.
Right. 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 So if Cartel were still dependent on the gun songs alone, that would actually be a sign of artistic limitation, not kingship. Right?
I think so too.
Right. Exactly. So, and actually, you know what? Doing too many gun songs right now, to me, will lower his value. This is the part
Yeah,
that a lot of
because,
people miss.
yeah,
Yeah, go
yeah,
through.
because gun song does not bring you internationally, as you said before. And then gun song has limitation on it too.
Yes. Yeah.
Gun song has limitation on it too.
Right. And then to us, the audience, it would feel regressive. You understand? And to me, it would feel like as if I'm going backwards. You see what I'm saying? Like as if it would position him back in the past. And I don't believe kings go backwards, right? And you know what? This does not mean to say, because we don't know the future. This does not mean to say that he would never, ever, ever do another gun song again.
But
And it
you know what happened though, I think?
what?
Because of dancehall culture and it depending on clashes and competing with each other.
Yeah,
I think that's what the fans them are getting mistaken with because he's not doing gun songs, so they think that he can clash no more, and they think clash is important to our culture.
right.
So I think that's the problem with the fans. They're probably thinking, oh, he gets soft now. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. And the thing is this, right? We don't know if this means that he will never do another gunshot. It does. We don't know that. But guess what? If he does, there's a paradox here. Because the fact that he hasn't been doing it, that scarcity will make the remaining gun song energy even more powerful if he decides to do a gun song.
Yeah, because
Think
the
about it.
anticipation. Yeah, because the
Exactly.
anticipation on it that will make it that for real.
And surprising us as well, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
surprising us as well. Cartel does not rely on gun songs every minute or even for the past year, right? So any return to that energy can actually hit harder. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm just saying, we never
I
say never,
know, I know, I know what
right?
you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, never say never, right? And scarcity does create impact. These are facts. And a lot of artists even use that scarcity. That's why you don't see them sometimes, right? That's why when you see them, it's like a big thing, and you know which artist I'm talking about, right? Right. You can think of fill in the blanks, right? These are facts. So that's another reason why he doesn't need to live there, right? Because overuse of it would cheapen a resource that, one time it helped him build, he don't need it anymore.
It mess up the value too.
Right. Right. And Chinchilla says, gun song is part of our culture. It's the easiest way to get a foot in the game. But then what? You have to show your creativity after. That's right, Chinchilla.
And
100%.
and
100%.
to get in the game, it's take you hard to get in the game, but to stay in the game, it's even more harder. You
There
have to
you
put
go.
in more work.
There you go. There you
And
go.
that's where
Staying
you
on
show
top.
and that's where you show your versatility, and that's where you show what talent you are. Because a lot of artists they can't build a song without saying gun song and certain words that people excited about. You know what I mean? Curse word and just certain things that get people excited. A lot of artists they don't have that talent to do that. So that's why some people will upset with Vice Cartel because he probably say he ain't doing gun song no more. And they maybe not his favorite. So it left a thing on there, say, what I'm not ready, cause my artist are the gun song. And then the artist that they probably think is their artist is they still cannot do a song about mama or do a song about social commentary, some song of something,
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah. 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 No, 100% right. Right. And the fact of the matter is, he can still do it. He just doesn't need to, people. Right. He can drop a gun song anytime.
That's the
Right.
level. Yeah, but Miss Bluefire, that's the level where cartel is at, and that is what people mistaken with. They don't realize the cartel is on on a different level.
Right. Right. Exactly right.
The
Exactly
level that
right.
he done and the work that he put in. He don't need to do none of that no more. He already proved all of that.
Right.
And I
Right.
can't people can't realize that though.
I don't think it's a can't. I think it's a not want to. Just like that very misguided young man named Most Naturally that I just had to ban from the channel. Right? He's going to say to me, "What about my moral outrage?" It's so that these people are so simple and shallow thinking. It's like stepping into a puddle when you want to go for a deep swim. It's so unsatisfying. You
I
know what I
don't
mean? No, I'm serious.
know.
No, because this. No, let me tell you why those are. Because I did a
Mm-hmm.
live, right? And
Mm-hmm.
about the MPT, about the song what Alkaline did, when he talk about the child. That was the only
Mm-hmm.
problem that I have, and of course, and I don't have moral outrage of it forever because that's not something that I want to normalize inside of our culture when it come on to being okay with not knowing if the person is under 16 or not. I said what I said. I meant what I meant, and I still mean what I mean. Does that mean that you throw away Alkaline or cancel him? Absolutely not. Does that mean that he's not talented and I don't respect him as an artist? Absolutely not. But just like how I can say certain lines are not for me from Cartel, I can say that line there, I didn't like it. I don't think it will. I don't think it's something that we should normalize. And people are saying that it's for shock value. And I was saying that there's other things that they could do for shock value, and people are still very selective in
That's
what they
what
use
I'm saying to you.
for shock value. Exactly. So I will always I don't care who it is. It could be Jesus Christ, Mama. I will always have a problem with people sexualizing children. I don't give a flying you know what who you are. You understand? So now them trying to equalize that to something what Cartel saying or the slackness or whatever. Even this one here, what him just do name good. You can't equalize that because if them do that nastiness, never want to imply that the girl could be under 16 years old. Never once. So it's a false equivalency, right? But these people are so shallow minded and so stupid. And some of them have daughters, which I'm pretty sure them don't even deserve, right? And them trying to make a false equivalency with that and then talk about my moral and move your ass from a channel.
I
Because
thought I
people
think
like you, I
people
don't want around here. I don't want
yeah,
no man around me that feels like it's
but
okay.
you know what I think though, people live for the hype though, and the moments of the talk about, and people are just crowd followers. So
No, I
even
understand.
though
But
within
don't
themselves, when they buy the safe, they probably thinking, say, yeah, true, it sound like it's a little girl that in my trouble, but yet still, when they're out in the public or on a platform, they're gonna speak in the manner first, just sounding good, or just because the artist is their favorite artist, they just don't want to say certain things go against the artist.
well, listen, those people don't have any spine, and I'm not one of those people, and those people are not welcome here. So that's why I kindly hided his misguided dunce ass off of my channel. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't bring them energy. Listen, if we're going to forward here, don't forward with no negative energy because we'll be
What I
laughing.
want to ask you, Miss Bluefire, the
Pardon?
song that they say Popcaan sing, right? He sang a song and put out. They saying it's showing shades of Cartel. What line goes for Cartel in that song?
I don't see any shade in it. I spoke about that before you came on to. I don't see any. I don't
Right.
see any shading. What I think what they were talking about was the post that went up, and what I said was we don't know if Poppy put up that post, but that post was removed very fast, right? And maybe them just put it up there just to get the attention because him say vibes got him say live still going, but then afterwards it was removed right after. So I what I want to do is actually give Popcaan the benefit of the doubt and say that somebody else put it up and probably tell them to take it off. I don't know. We do not know. So everybody just running with speculation. But when you listen to that song, as I've listened to it 3 times, I don't see any shade to Cartel. I just see it as one of Poppy's song them. I'm always talking about getting a fight. If you
There's
look at how I'm
only
saying.
10% Papi sing. So I would wonder
Exactly.
No,
why
so watch out
why
now.
that song is a shade tune song for in this time. Is it
Exactly.
So
because they think Cartel and follow Popcorn follow and
I don't know.
follow Cartel?
I
I don't
don't know.
know.
yeah, I
I don't
don't
know.
know I don't know why people,
They
but
trying to
it's not
make
a
it
pose.
become.
It's
They
not a
probably trying
pose.
to make it become something so they can have something to talk about and run with maybe.
Maybe. I think so. And that's not
Yeah,
what we do over here. You understand? I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
into
yeah.
the speculation and I'm not into the hate mongering or into the war, the stalking of I'm not into I don't have the time, I don't have the energy. That's not what we want. Uno can look at the screen. What it say?
Hmm.
Uno can okay, this is the wrong thing what I have the banner running. Let me change the banner. Hold on there.
But what I'm saying is,
Yeah, got
it's not,
you, got you.
yeah, it's not a post. It was the actual song that was uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Mr. Gaza, who upload that song though?
Yeah, I don't know.
exactly.
That's what
I don't
she's
know.
trying to say. Maybe it's not Popcorn upload that song. I don't think Popcorn upload his song himself. If this the
Right,
producer, whosoever upload it. But the
right.
fact that Popcorn take it down or it's not there no more,
Yeah,
that shows the people that what they are trying to run with. Popcorn is not on that.
So here's the thing. There's three different ways me I look on it.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's either maybe Popcorn and Cartel have a collab. That's why Cartel name was Dear, but that's not the right song. They made a mistake and put Cartel name on the wrong song.
Okay.
Yes,
You see
that
what I'm saying?
wouldn't be a mistake though, because
Right.
we are dealing with songs and releasing songs. That wouldn't be a mistake. I think as what Mr.
No,
Bruce said.
mistake in the sense that it's they put it on the wrong song because Cartel is not on that song.
So, Mr. Gaza, you produce a song. Would you like your song to put up saying that you're showing shade that those are medicine when you and those are medicine not even on that? How would that work?
No, so here's the thing. I think because the song was uploaded with Vibes Cartel name in it, that's why people are running with the idea. So
It's
he shaded.
attention. I think it's attention. It draw people attention. So everybody go click on it to see
Mm-hmm.
what he's saying about cartel. So that make the views run up. I will more run with that.
So that was one of my next points. So
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
My
yeah,
next point would be that yeah, it was done strategically
Mm-hmm.
for attention. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
As I'm
Or it
listening to
was
song, I'm
or it
listening to
was a simple
song.
yeah, it was a simple mistake for on someone else's part. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah, I was listening to song though, and I was saying, where in the song goes for Vice Cartel though?
yeah. I don't hear the shade. I don't hear the shade. I listened to the song 3 times. Doza and Miss Agaza. Hey, big up Skyra. Blessings, darling. Yeah, I listened to the song 3 times and I don't, it just sounds like a poppy song. It just sounds like
So
popcorn.
like what you
Just,
can do.
that's in theme song, them that.
Next melody talk about God, talk about friends, then talk about is way of writing his songs.
Right, right. Exactly, exactly. Right, exactly. Right, right. So anyhow, again, people look at the bottom of the banner of the. If you forward over here, and don't forward with no mischief, don't forward with no shade, don't forward with no disses. We have all these other platforms where to air on grievances and to fight each other and to cuss. Come here and learn and fight over there. So please, because wherever I go, peace follow. And if you're not going to bring peace, I'm going to chop off your head immediately. These are facts. Good. So let's continue. Cartel, as again, he doesn't need it because he dominate. No, this is another key thing that people are missing. He proved that he dominated with them, and now he dominates without them. That's a higher level of power. And a lot of people are missing that. You understand? That is a higher level of power. And a lot of people are missing that. And another thing is this: people are missing what it actually takes to be the king of dancehall. You understand? People are missing what it actually. We have to bring it home, right? Because the king is not just about streams. It's not just about hits. Again, it's not just about gun songs, right? It's about influence, longevity, the cultural control, the fan loyalty, the identity, the adaptability, the mythology, right? And I want you guys to think in your heads, how many artists actually check all those boxes, right? How many? Not many.
It's a few, not many.
Right. Not many. Right? Right?
It's a few. It's a few.
But not all of them though. Influence and longevity and cultural control and fan loyalty and identity and adaptability and a little bit of the mythology too. Like not there's I would say a few clicks a lot. I wouldn't say a few. As I would say very, very, very little click all. And Cartel is one of them that click all. You see what I'm saying? Dosa?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm here.
Yeah. You have anything you want to say, Mr. Gaza? No? Okay. Good. Right? So a king is not the loudest and he's not the newest. He's not even the most streamed. Right? The king is the one who shapes the world around him and he remains standing when everything changes. Right? So when people ask, does Cartel need the gun songs to stay king? What I want to know is what would it actually take to remove him? That is the bigger question.
It's very hard to move Cartel because you see, the king pleases his people.
Yes. Yeah.
And Vice Cartel seems like he's pleasing his fans. So,
yeah.
And he's doing it very well. So,
the only thing is like with today, when that one dropped. Right, but then again, remember I said I'm not going to like everything that he writes, and I'm only one part of the fan base.
I didn't listen to that song though. I don't get the chance to listen to that song yet.
I don't think you're going to like it though, sir.
But I like the song that he do the other day when he's saying "Big Dreams."
Yeah, I love that one. I love that one. Big
Dreams. Big Dreams. All my fans them with me, all the dogs them with me.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that one is a good song.
Yeah, I love that one.
The hook, everything, I like it. The verse connect to it, coincide with the chorus too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's that one is a good one. I really do love that one. I really love that one.
Yeah, that's a good song.
But this one here, Dosa, I'll just make you listen to it because even musically, first of all, I didn't like the lyrics, right? And I'm a big on lyrics, but that's not the only thing. If you listen to it because you have musical ears too, you're going to hear like it not sound like it mix good. Like it actually don't sound good. Like musically, it don't sound like it mix good. It don't sound
okay. So musically,
it sound off. The beat is off as well. The beat is off.
Well, we wouldn't blame Vibes Cartel for that. Not say blame him, but producers, they are the one that do those things. Mix song, put out song, you know what I mean? So I after listening for myself though.
Listen to it for yourself.
That's what you're saying to me now.
Yeah.
It not sound like Cartel in control of that because if it's not matchable to the key and what is singing in the music. I think, probably it does nothing to do.
It's a combination of things, those are. Everything is the words, the sound, the mix, and the structure and the off key and the beat. So this is what I'm saying. Like, even if it's not his fault, that's fine. But guess what? Not because something is not your fault does not mean it's not your responsibility. So me, I would have said, yo, do not release that song, right? Especially right now when him have this new album that we're looking forward to. Like, I would say, wait until he release or don't release that right now. Or, you understand? Because it's his voice. It's still representing him. And we never know. Well, I didn't know about it. It was a surprise to me.
Miss Ju, sometimes you vice or a producer, depends on the business you and him in.
Yeah,
And sometimes you can't tell a producer what to do with this song, worse if it's business and I get paid to do it,
that's true
you
too.
know.
That's true
Sometimes
too.
there's a lot of things to it.
Yeah,
You
that's
get
true
me,
too.
uncle?
Yeah, you're 100%
You
right,
probably
Dosa.
behind this control too. I'm just saying, I'm not sure what actually is the situation, but just behalf of what you're saying.
Yeah,
So sometimes it's beyond the artist control because if you and I do business and you pay me to do a song,
yeah,
I don't have no right to tell you when or how or what to put out, when to put it out because it's your song, you own it.
exactly. Exactly right.
Mhm.
Little
But
late, but we reach. Hey, same flame. Big up yourself, same flame. No, 100%. I hear what you're saying.
mhm.
I wish there was some kind of communication with him. I would hope that in good business relationships, if I ask you not to put out a song right now, especially because of my own
And then
strategy
again,
for my
let's
own album that's coming out, I would
real,
hope
real.
if we have that kind of relationship,
And
you
then
will
you know
actually
what?
listen to
So as you says, it's not every song that your artist writes you have to like.
it.
So
Exactly.
maybe the artist probably like it and is cool with it too.
I doubt it. You need to listen to it first before listen to it first because it's not just the lyrics. Don't
Okay.
it
Okay.
not sound mixed good. It don't
Mr.
sound like
Gaza,
mixed good.
you as
Uh,
a Gaza fans and Cartel is your artist, cause the world know that now.
Yeah.
What do you think about that song she's talking? 'Cause I haven't heard, so I can't stay input on it. What do you think about it though?
song done already yet. Album or not?
I'm saying coming from you as a Gaza fans, that
I
mean
mean,
I have to
I mean,
He
listen.
just said it. Him say it don't
yeah. I
ready
mean,
yet.
I tell you, I
Mm.
don't.
'Cause
That song done
I've
already
never
yet.
heard, I've never heard you say a song already coming from Vance Cartel.
Yes, I mean, I tell you that one, yeah. It
Exactly,
already
Mr.
yet.
Gaza.
You
I
see me?
listen.
Mr.
That
Gaza,
one done already
those
yet.
have to just go listen to the song here. We can't
Uh,
listen to it for him. We can't listen
Yeah,
to it for
yeah,
those. Those
enough.
have to
Watch out.
listen
absolutely.
to it.
Enough people upset say the song shouldn't drop right now because of album time. Album or not, all if you never have no album a drop, and that drop right now, it still wouldn't ready. The
Yeah,
song not ready.
facts. 100%.
Cause
You
Mr.
see?
Gaza, sometimes Cartel just sing a song to a man, give him money, him just say, yeah, sing
Yeah,
it.
no, and we hear him say that already. I think him did go on a fix last year and said that, you know.
Explain
So
to you,
yeah,
enough
him
time
say
there.
them ask him if him ever do a every song and him say, yeah, enough time.
Yeah, enough
I
time.
have times you have times where a producer will just forward to you with our money and tell us, hey, I want a song and
My
you see me and
business
you
me I
just
do, so me just patch up something game, we call it patchwork. Yeah, man.
But no joke about this thing, but yeah, I hear what you say. I hear what you say. But you're right, Mr. Gaza, 100%. Me and you on the
but me
same
feel
page as
like
usual.
yeah, but
Yeah,
me feel like Cartel passed them the stage you know though. He's a
me too.
global superstar. Your
Yeah,
brand.
Okay,
You have to put your
okay.
brand first at this point. You see, if you're an upcoming artist and them thing there, and you're hungry for a little money and thing, you will do them little thing there, cause you're not turn down no food.
yeah,
You understand? But at this point, cartel, like no, bro. To me,
yeah,
at this point, your brand is more important, and
I'm gonna
you
listen to that
can't let her
song
do
for myself,
patchwork at
bro.
this point,
And
bro.
see, I'm gonna listen it, 'cause I haven't heard
So
it yet.
go listen to it. Those are even hard crime. See, hard crime say, I hope that's nowhere near the album. Hard crime, honest to God. Listen, when I hear it today, I said, what the hell is this? They must be trolling. I said,
yeah,
I hope this is nowhere near the album. And then I said to myself, then I go right into marketing mode, hard crime. And I was like, why now, Cartel? Why
What-
would you drop this now? Come
What's
on,
the
man.
topic? What's
What
the
are you
topic
doing?
about?
Big
What's
up
the
Tuggy
topic
Fast.
about?
Sorry, big up Tuggy Fast. Big up Tuggy Fast. What you say, Dosa? What you saying?
What's the topic about?
Dosa, I'm not listening to the song for you. Go listen to the song and then come
Mm,
tell me.
mm,
I'm
here's
not
the
listening.
one.
We're not talking about the song no more, Dosa. No, go and go
Mm,
listen to the
Let's
song.
let's stop talk about it then. But I just ask you that. It's
Yeah.
not in a specific reason why I ask you what the topic is about now. But
And
I hear it for myself.
it just those are gonna listen to the song. You see what we're talking about. Go and go listen to it. You should be curious enough now to go listen to it. Right?
Well,
All right. So now when we continue, we'll soon finish. So we have the catalog weight, right? So
mm,
that is also important in kingship. You need a body of work large enough that the culture can live inside of it, not just a few hits and not just a good run, a real catalog. Just like bad Ninja Man say, real bad man, a real catalog, right? And Cartel has that. And he reflects the culture as it is, right? A weak king will sanitize the culture and make the culture look better than it really is. That's what a weak king will do. A good king reflects it, even when it's uncomfortable. That's why I say, even some of him slack songs, them, him reflecting a part of society that's not for me. Him not singing that for that part. I'm not that audience in that case, but him have a wide audience. And maybe some of him audience do like some of that stuff, right?
Because he has all different type of fans. You're right.
Exactly, and they exist in society. So who am I to tell him as an artist to not reflect that part of society just because of the fact that it's uncomfortable to me? You understand what I'm saying? So there's a difference between that and something that is really, really against the spirit, like pedophilia, like that guy was trying to equate, like an idiot guy. I tell him name again, most naturally, he's an idiot. Tell him friend them who see this, send it to him. Don't business, don't come back over here. Right. So Cartel speaks the real street language, right? He addresses taboo topics and he doesn't over polish reality for approval. These are facts, right? And if he became too clean, the culture will lose authenticity, right? And it becomes performance, not reality. And the fact of the matter is, he has always been who he is, right? He keep it real enough to be recognizable. It's facts. That's what he does, and that is one of his strength. Also, influence on other artists. Kingship has this, right? Yes, you do need imitation. You need some people to imitate you. Yes, you do need some people to respond to you, right? So you find with Kings, a lot of the younger artists, them either try sound like them study them, or they resist them, right? They try to be the opposite of them, right? Because the king become too dominant. Cartel has that in abundance. So it's people either wanting to be opposite of him, or they want to align with him, right? Or they want to imitate him in some way. It's facts. Or we can list out artists that fall into all different categories, but you can fill them in yourself, right? Right? Another thing that a king must do is he must drive the culture forward. He doesn't just participate. Cartel does this, right? A good king doesn't just make hits. He changes the direction of the genre, right? So he shifted the lyrical patterns. People know that, right? He elevated the wordplay complexity. As being a lyricist, he does that. He expand the subject matter a bit, right? And increase release frequency standards. Him always release as usual, clearly, right? So dancehall had to adjust to him, and that is leadership. That is what leadership does. He also has the cultural language power, right? You need to be able to affect how people talk, not just what they stream. Even Beanie Man did that with Zaga and all the things them said, girls them sugar and stuff like that, right? People were using it, right? And Cartel did this too. He helped generate slangs, the attitudes, and the phrases that move beyond the songs. I'm out. Even that's one of them too. You understand? So this is how you see the influence. And sometimes it's not easily measurable. It's facts. Now, what does he do? He balances the street authority with a broad appeal. This is hard to do. It's not easy. A lot of artists fail here. Them either stay too street, and because of the fact that them too street, them have limited reach because them too street, right? Or they go very, very commercial, and when them go too commercial, them lose credibility. You understand? Right?
That's a real fact, because I could refer to myself as that too. When you're too street, you lose a lot.
Right. You lose a lot. Exactly. And what almost reached Sensia when she was doing the rap thing is she was going too commercial in a way, and she was losing credibility with the culture. That's why we were so glad when she come back and she actually started to do more dancehall. You see what I'm saying? So Cartel did both. He maintained the street respect and he built female audience dominance, right? And now he's creating global friendly records. So that balance is extremely rare, right? So that's what a king does. He unifies the audience. He does not divide them, right?
Remember him said to, you
Yeah.
have to know how to balance the art and the commerce.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
That is what it is. You
Right.
have to be able to balance the business and the art. Mostly,
Hmm.
right? Got you what you saying, Tottenham?
No. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That
stop.
is what it is.
And now him have the versatility that we just discussed without identity loss, right? A king can move across lanes and still sound like himself. It's facts, right? He can do the street, him can do the sex, him can do the melody, can do the introspection like the God songs, right? And the global facing records without becoming artistically anonymous, without people saying, oh, who is that? What? That's him. He has done that, right? And so him export the culture without diluting it, right? Him keep the songs patois heavy. Him keep the Jamaican identity strong, right? And don't over Americanize his sound. So he did that, and yet still, with all of that, him still globally influential, right? So that actually protects dancehall's cultural integrity. It's facts, right? For him to still be street and still be dancehall, not change, and make it and make it global, right? That is cultural integrity. It's just like Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is Bad Bunny is Bad Bunny. It's still singing in Spanish. But guess what? He's able to be globally influential. Cartel, that's why I'm telling you, people, study other genres of music. You'll see what I'm talking about. There is a cartel in every genre,
Genre,
right?
every genre.
Every genre there's like a and it is. And listen, I'm telling you, you get to see the juxtapositions, you get to see how similar it is because it's the one industry. And there is, even though there's a lot of variety, there is still blueprints, right? It's fact. Got you what you're saying.
Hold on. When you say there's a cartel in every genre, you mean like a one person that's dominating the way a cartel is dominating?
For them, in other words, like someone who is able to be who they are, don't
And
change, don't
still,
water
and still
down.
maintain.
Right, and still maintain and actually be globally influential, right?
Okay.
That's what I mean. You understand? Right?
Right.
So that, and that's why every genre too them have them own kings, right? So
Hmm.
a king must define an era, not just participate in one. These are facts, right? So, and him embody the culture's complexity, because dancehall is complex, or dancehall culture is complex. It's joy and pain. There's a lot of opposites and dichotomy in dancehall if you really study it. There's a lot of intellectual stuff, and then there's chaos. There's sexuality, as we talk about how we dress, everything, and there's spirituality there when I'm talking about God, because nobody love God like dancehall people. These are facts. When we used to go street dance, them used to always play gospel, right? And there's street and aspiration. People want better, even though them still have to live where them live and deal with the everyday lives. So cartel embodies that complexity. Dancehall is very complex in that way. A lot of polar opposites are in dancehall. You understand? So he represents that, right? Also, there's fan devotion. You have to have this if you're going to be king. Not just casual consumption, not just people just streaming your music. There's fan devotion. So kingship requires believers, right? Not just listeners, right? And he has a deep loyalty structure around his name and symbol system. It's fact. Wakanda, big up yourself, omniscient shotgun. Wakanda, big up yourself. Wakanda isn't a real place, but I get it. Definitely, right? So, also, what does he do? Everybody says it, everybody knows it, even if you don't want to admit it. He does set the standard for work ethic and output, right?
That's what I was wondering. When would you say that the work ethics is the big difference too?
Right. But I had to continue first, though, sir, to get there.
Mm, mm, mm.
But I know you
Work,
wanted it to be the top three, right? But it's
yeah,
there.
because the work ethics that he has, it's nowhere compare.
Right. Exactly. Work ethic will always, let me tell you something. That's one of my mottos. Yeah, I don't like to tell too much of my secrets, right? But
Mm.
I'll tell you, one of my mottos is nobody has a monopoly on working. Nobody has a monopoly on hustling. You understand? You can't stop me from working hard. It's facts. You see what I'm saying? So all the people who don't want to work hard is because they don't want to work hard, right? There's
Yeah.
nobody have the reins on that. Nobody's stopping you from working hard. You can work hard, and he shows that, right? So
Yeah, work hard, but smartly with it.
right, right. A good king doesn't just sit on the throne, he raises the bar, and he has raised the bar. People see this, right? He flooded the market consistently, stayed relevant across the years, and he remained present even in adversity. That is leadership through pressure. And that's what I'm saying. Like Dosa and Mr. Gaza and Fire Nation who will be listening in afterwards, and Gaza Nation as well. People are not seeing this. They don't understand. And I think it's a matter of real, no real. When you're a leader, you know a leader. Leadership through pressure.
Tell me,
That
say
is that thing.
that's why he was born with a hunch, because his back has a slightly bent to carry pressure. I don't remember if you remember the time he told me that. So that's why my back's a hunch, brother, because me make for bring the pressure, and they got through it.
Anyway, those are just funny. What we say, what omniscient shotgun say? Yeah, I heard about the so-called real Wakanda. Isn't some spring or something like that located in America? I don't know. I thought it was I think it's an imaginary place. I'm not too sure. Maybe I don't know everything. You could tell us. I don't know. We have to look it up. I wasn't interested enough to look it up, but I know it wasn't a real place. So, what does this do when he does this? It forces the entire industry to level up. That's what's been happening. That's what's been happening. You can't deny it. And younger artists now understand that this is the level required to compete. That's why you hear some of them talk about, oh, you need to leave, you need to leave. Nobody. You need to up your competition. You need to have the level required to compete, and you need to ask better questions. And the better questions would be, what would it take to dethrone him? If I was in this, listen, if I was in the dancehall scene and I was a man and I was rivaling cartel, I wouldn't be asking these stupid questions like, oh, how is he 50 and still leading? Oh, how is it that he's able to be king and he's not singing gun songs? Those are stupid questions. You're gonna get stupid answers. If I was competing against cartel, my number one question that would be keeping me up at night is, what would it take to dethrone him? What can I do creatively and keep doing creatively for me to be able to be worthy of where he's sitting right now? And that is what I will be. They're not asking the right questions.
And
And
in all the fields that he's dominating, all you have to do is try to put in more work in all those fields than what he's
so
doing to
there you
dethrone him.
go. There you go. And those are what does that tie into? Nobody have a monopoly over hustling, right? So you are free to do or to not do. These are facts. And him also have a little bit of the mythology too, with everything that went through, what happened, right? Him have a aura, him have a certain narrative that's going around, right? He have a lot of quotability. People quote him a lot. Controversy, definitely, right? And that story that we talk about. So his mythos is enormous, and that actually helps when it comes on to kingship. A lot of people don't know that, and look it up, right?
Mhm.
Also, he created a movement, not just a fan base, right? The Gaza is not just fans; it's an identity thing, loyalty system, and cultural alignment. And a good king also always builds something that lives beyond the music. And he was the only one that created movement, right? Unruly is a movement as well. Vendetta is also a movement, right? Cartel Gaza Nation movement just happens to be the strongest movement, right? With him there at the head. You understand? It's just facts.
So, Miss Julia,
Yeah?
like how you're mentioning that there's no monopoly on hard work,
Yeah.
right? Do you think cartel, and those I can answer to, do you think cartel's talent
Make a
is
difference.
not no, is it natural or is it hard work?
It's both.
Yes, both.
Okay.
Natural with hard work. You can't beat that.
It's both. Because to you say me can comment. It's both.
It's both.
Okay. Because
It's
it's not
Mhm.
like Cartel is known for this amazing voice, like Whitney Houston or one of these
And I
people who have
think,
a
Mr.
crazy voice.
Garza, I think Vibes Cartel know that too. So what he does, he try to put in a little extra of whatever it takes to be whosoever he is.
Okay.
You
Talent can
get me?
only get you so far. Mr. Gaza. And let me tell you something else too, right? It is easier to put in the hard work when you love what you do. And I'm telling you from my experience.
You love what
I
he
work,
does.
I work real. Sometimes people say to me, Julia, you need to slow down. But sometimes when you love it, you get caught up in it. And the hours pass, you don't even remember say you don't eat. It's facts. So when you love what you do and you have the talent for what you do, and you're not and you put in that hard work, everything works for you, buddy. Big up yourself, DJ Dreadbeard. Big up DJ Dreadbeard. I played your intro today. Bless up. That's another one there that put in a lot of hard work. DJ Dreadbeard. Big up yourself.
Yeah,
And
man, big
watch
up
him
DJ
picture there.
Dreadbeard, man.
Yeah. Him have a very
But
good
Cartel
channel.
himself said it with you when him do the interview with I think Hot 97 or one of them.
Yeah.
Him say him have a addictive personality. When him love something, him just go hard. It's like him can't help himself.
Yeah.
And I saw him deal with the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? And also him have survival across conditions. Right? Can your status survive scandal, survive time, survive technological change, survive imprisonment, criticism, and two generational turnovers? His largely did. That is what his status survived, right? That and even the rooters, the major music press, that release, that point to that, and it says that his level of resilience is unusual. That is what they said, and it's facts. You understand? So these are the things that make somebody worthy of kingship. You understand? Especially when it come on to our music era, our music genre. Sorry, right? So some artists go global by becoming less culturally rooted, right? They become less culturally rooted, they become more digestible, right? More for the pop market. And others stay rooted, and because they stay so rooted, they never translate to going across, right? To being global. But the ideal king can do both, and Cartel does both, right? So Cartel's mobile recognition in 2025 and 2026, right? Plus his continuing international coverage, that shows that his image still carries beyond Jamaica. You understand? While he's still heavily tied to dancehall itself. Not a lot of people can do that. That is worth us paying attention to. Hey, Garnet Reed, big up yourself. Purists versus casuals. I think that's what you were saying. Big up yourself, right? So not everyone will agree with this, but this is the strongest case for me. Cartel is the right king for dancehall because he reflects what dancehall actually is: inventive, provocative, prolific, emotionally broad, and linguistically powerful. So he represents all of that. You understand? Right? And he represent dancehall's full identity, not just one side. So that's why I put all of these pictures here. Look at what him do. Him represent all of dancehall's full identity. Him here with Poppy here, right? In it, like encouraging and working with, right? Somebody that he helped and who he believed in as well. See him here with the young, fresh, new um Shensia. You understand? So him bridging that gap too. Here he is with the dancehall queen. You understand? Here he is with Movado, who he had a rival with before, and now he's actually collaborating and working with. Here he is with the person who gave him the biggest strength and legacy, Bounty Killer, the generation above him. You understand? That is why I named this whole thing the evolution of power. Right? So he represents dancehall's full identity, not just one side. Burn this image in your head. I wish I could put the rest of the picture that I chose on it because I had some really great pictures. Right? Oh, wait, big up state. I'm here in the back of the classroom, distracted by the beautiful teacher. I don't know where you see her. Blessings. Right? Garnet says mainstream audience will never understand dancehall. Them only know the typical overplayed songs. Well, yeah, as I said, Garnet, remember, they're all different levels of audience, right? All different levels, right? We can't just think that we are the only set of audience that him have to cater to. So that's why that make him even more talented. Clip Cartel says Cartel is dancehall king in every sense of the word. That's right, Clip. Nail on head again. That's right, Clip. Right? He speaks the language of the people authentically, sorry. Right? So when people listen to him, they don't just feel like they're hearing an artist. They feel like they feel like they're hearing the streets thinking out loud. Right? And that's why his influence goes beyond the music. Right? This is key to me because he embodies dancehall's contradictions. This is key to Miss Bluefire. Right? The contradictions. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Dancehall have a lot of paradoxes and contradictions. And I love this picture of him. And I love this art, abstract art of him too. Right? Dancehall is a contradiction. There are people for dancehall, and dancehall itself is raw but intelligent. They're vulgar, but they're very poetic. Street, but global. Rebellious, but aspirational. It's facts. This is a part of dancehall culture, right? And all culture too, right? Rebellious. We rule. We don't follow rule follow it type of thing, right? But aspirational. We want the best. We want a better life. Okay. He's controversial, but he's brilliant. He's polarizing in a lot of ways, but he's also influential, right? And he's street rooted, but he's globally discussed. That is the dancehall's contradiction that I see, and you can see from a marketing perspective as well. Cartel embodies all of that, and that complexity is exactly what dancehall is. It needs someone layered. That's what it needs. A perfect artist, somebody so prim and proper, a perfect artist could never represent dancehall properly because that's not what dancehall is. It needs someone layered like Cartel. East Badness, up Miss Bluefire. Big up yourself, East Badness. Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. Right? Right? So also he carries dancehall beyond Jamaica without diluting it. That's important. That's important. You understand? And him get iced out by jewelers. Listen, this was no small feat, you know. You think they just ice out anybody? Is them paying homage to him? When a jeweler make your jewelry for you, it's not a simple thing. It's not like here's a present. No. It's influence. That is, I want Cartel to wear this expensive jewelry here. And I want him to keep it, even though he's going to be videoed for 1 night or 2 nights in it. That's influence. People want you to wear their stuff. Jewelry, especially, so expensive. It's facts. What you want to say, Dosa? You want to say something?
No, I'm listening. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's influence, right? So he kept Patwa heavy, Jamaican references intact, authentic themes, right? Despite this, he became globally recognized, and that is cultural leadership. Basically, what he proves and the standard that he's proving to us, which I love and I appreciate so much, is that dancehall does not need to change to be accepted. And that is something that I live by. You don't need to change to be accepted. Your people will find you. It's facts. Stand on your principles. Do what you know, what is right. Be you. Be who you are. You are enough. And I want our people to get that in them head. Because I find a lot of our people, they feel like they have to be foreign or foreign-minded, or foreign is always better. And it's not. Right? Right? Dancehall does not need to change to be accepted. The world needs to understand it. Right? Now, yes, it makes it more palatable if you want it to be quickly grabbed up by mainstream. It's facts. Because there's a language barrier. And we talk about the cursing. We talk about all of that. But I'm talking about let's not lose who we actually are. Right? Let's not twang for people. Right? Let's not do that. We don't need to do that. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Marketing is something different. Yes, it's true. Mainstream takes some time. If you want to make money, that's fine. I understand that. You have to be digestible to other ears for you to get played, because radio is a business. I get it. Right? But at the core, we have to keep our integrity in who it is that we are. He does that, and that is cultural leadership. Okay? So again, me, Dosa, and Mr. Gaza was talking about, he sets the standard for output and work ethic. So we don't need to go over that anymore. And you know what? It made dancehall feel relevant at all times. It's facts. Even when him come out, people were saying that the place was cold up before, right? Some artists them drop music and then them disappear and then them return afterwards when them need, right? But Cartel made dancehall feel like a daily conversation. It's facts. Him always topical. We're always talking about him. Him always reactive, right? He always a part of the cultural discourse. People are always talking about him. He's look across YouTube at the thumbnails. Look who is in the thumbnails. It's fact. You cannot go around it. You understand? And he made dancehall feel alive. That's why people say that when him come out,
I
dancehall feel
think
alive. Yeah, go
he
ahead,
knows
bro.
that. He knows that. 'Cause I think he sing a song about all this what you're saying, you know.
Did he? Well, I must be right then, if that's the case. Big up yourself, Antonio Whitaker. Sorry. Big up yourself, Antonio Whitaker. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, I think him
Dosa.
doing something. He's
Go
telling you
through
that,
Dosa.
oh, this is the topic today. Oh, he do his ear. No, his head dread. No, his head flat up. No, his cane road. I think him have a song saying all of that, you know. So he knows.
Really? So him no.
Yeah,
Good. It's
yeah,
good
yeah.
for you
He
to
did his
know.
song about. Mhm.
It's
And
good
I
for you
think
to
that was
know.
when he was in laptop. He did that
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, it's good for him to know, but it's good for us to recognize
Mhm.
it too. So it's good to teach it because I think a lot of times people just need to be able to see from different angles, right? Like the marketing and the business perspective, as well as just the branding perspective, and then they will see like, oh, you see what I'm saying? They'll be able to see what it is that he's doing or what it is that the strengths that he has, right? Because it's not just music, right? There's a lot of balancing act that's going on in this kingship here, right? And dancehall is not meant to be overly polished or overly safe or overly sanitized. And Cartel preserves that rawness, right? But even as he has evolved, like we just saw, he never became fully commercialized or disconnected from the street energy, right? So that balance is very critical if you're going to call yourself king, right? It's fact, right? So him turned himself into a symbol. When you talk about it, you think about it, he represents the Gaza movement. He represents defiance. He's a symbol of survival, dominance, and identity. So when people support him, they're not just supporting his songs. They're
Song.
aligning, right? They're
No,
aligning with his symbolic
yeah.
identity.
You
Go
have to
ahead.
speak for yourself though, because as what you just say, a lot of people do. All what you just say, a lot of people don't notice all of that about cartel. Even though they say Gaza, me say, because some people are just following the crowd.
Right.
They
Right.
don't know that in depth of all these things you're saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. When you say that speech, you got to speak for yourself, because not
Right.
everybody, it's not everybody recognize all those things that you
Right.
just say about cartel.
Right. But this is
If
the
you
thing,
ask
though,
them,
now.
like, if, for instance, if you ask them, why do you rate cartel? Their idea of rating cartel not gonna say none of what you just saying. It's total different thing.
But
Some people can enter the cloud too.
Dosa, this is what I said before. There are different
Mm-hmm.
types of fans and there are different types of audience. Not everybody fit into one category, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are different
Mm-hmm.
types. And I would I would position to you that maybe they follow him, they rate him for these things and they don't even know why. A lot of times when you listen to people talk, they may not have the words, but them just say, no man, him feel me, man, him feel me. Or no man, like when he must sing, him talk to me, man, him get me. And they don't understand that they're connecting to his defiance, or them connecting to the fact that him survive so much in him songs, right? Or them connecting to what him actually represent, right? Because of the strength. They may not have the words for it, so they may not be able to explain. But that does not mean that the reason isn't still there. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you're right. There are different types of followers. So there's a whole sea. That's why the fan base is so broad. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the fire truth. Right? He doesn't just show one version of the culture, and that is why he represents dancehall well as king. He shows its full complexity. He is the street, he is the intellect, the controversy, the creativity, the evolution, and the identity. So basically, him not singing gun songs don't mean Jack, you know what. Okay? Don't mean
Mm-hmm.
Jack, you know what. So a king is not the loudest, right? Fire Nation. It's not the newest, not even the most streamed, right? He's not, right? So to say Cartel does not have to do gun songs anymore is not to say that gun songs never mattered. I know people like to twist words on YouTube, right? So they will say, "Oh, Miss Julia said that it wasn't important." I never said that. I could never say that. And if you go back to the live, what you hear me say is it was a tool that he used to build the ladder that he already climbed, right? So it doesn't mean that gun songs never mattered. What I'm saying is he's operating now at a level where his authority no longer depends on that lane. Gun songs in dancehall traditionally they do a few things. Okay, let me tell you. They establish hardness, they signal street alignment, they intensify the clash energy, and they prove that an artist can speak with danger, can speak with command and intimidation. Now, in earlier eras, that mattered a lot because dancehall was heavily structured around rivalry, the sound system credibility, the bad man symbolism, and who could dominate the rawest emotional frequencies of the street is facts. Even the way how the clash was different. And we went over that in one of the last lives. So Cartel mastered that phrase already. So the point is not whether he could do it. The point is that he already cleared that exam already. And a king is not the man still trying to prove he belongs in the room. A king is the one whose status survives after the test is over. Right? So let me ask you guys something. If a man already conquered the battlefield, why would he keep fighting the same exact war? It makes no sense. Right? Cartel used the gun songs to rise, but he didn't let them define his ceiling. He evolved. He evolved from fear to influence and from dominance to control. It's facts, right?
Exactly, and that's why he basically said he's not competing with dancehall artists.
Right.
He might compete against other genres.
Exactly.
When he first
Exactly.
came out, he said his mission is to put dancehall on top of a map. Because he
Right.
stayed from prison and see Afrobeats and reggaeton come and run around dancehall. And the two of them basically was created off of dancehall. You see me?
Exactly.
So I'm
Exactly.
saying mission to put dancehall up there. So that is his mission.
100% right.
He's fighting a war against other genres, not against other dancehall artists. He passed that already.
100% right. 100% right. So to me, the real question isn't why doesn't Cartel do gun songs like before? The real question is why do some artists still need them just to be seen? That is the question. That have nothing to do with Cartel. Crip Cartel says a lion does not need to roar every day to remind the jungle who he is. Exactly right. Exactly right.
Maria,
Exactly right.
that
Right?
that bad.
100%. That is a fact. That is a fact. So now we're going to go into, before we move on, I want you to say, if you have anything to say, Mr. Gaza, about everything before we move on to this, because we're going to talk about if Popcaan is underrated or underappreciated.
No, I think I'm
No?
good. Yeah.
No, here is some I don't know if it's, well, I guess it's serendipity because guess what? I made this post and this live over a week ago and scheduled it then, right? You can see when I scheduled it. And then all of this pop off today, right? So today when somebody tell me say, Popcaan, this Cartel, I was like, Jesus Christ. And I'm going to do a live on Popcaan. What happened? So I do the song, I must listen to the song. And I listen to the song 3 times and I'm like, I don't see where I'm shade. I don't see where that just sound like a Popcaan song to me. And then talk about, as you were talking about how it upload with the words, right? And it was taken down. So listen, man, I like peace. You understand? I let me tell you, I actually had a hope, you see, when he was coming out. I was hoping, and I can't say this is between me and you because this is between me and you and the internet. I was hoping that him and Popcaan would collaborate again and come up with a huge hit, bigger than Clark's. You understand what I'm saying? And I actually saw it in my head. Like I actually saw it like him and Popcaan come out on stage and do the new hit song and then go straight into Clark's. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like the new hit song what they make is so great, and then perform it, and then they remind the crowd of where it started, and them go back to Clark's. You see what I'm saying? Like I actually had that visual in my head, and I was like, because I'm a visual person, that's how I think, right? I think in pictures, right? So that is what I saw, and I said to myself, my God, that would be so great. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not with this war thing. I hope things can work out. You understand? And that is that. Never fear them for the streets. What you mean, Garnet? Never fear them for the streets. Maybe I'm seeing it later. I don't know. Right? So let's go into, is Popcaan underrated or underappreciated? So I don't know. Maybe they will share it to some of the Popcaan people. But listen, because you're not Gaza, I only beautified some of your slides. You can fry my neck in court if you wish. Pun intended. Who know, right? You can fry my neck in court if you wish. Pun intended. Right? Facts. So, you know what? I do think that Popcaan is a bit underrated, to be honest. Right? I do think he is. Right? He quietly became a global architect, not just an artist. Right? So most people, and I'm going to give you the reasons why I think he's underrated, just from me studying, right? I may not be right. You guys free to dispute it and tell me your reasons why, because I'm a student as well, right? But to me, right, most people then measure the greatness by the hit songs, the charts, and the hype. But Popcaan to me played a different type of game. He was like a bridge between Jamaica and the global markets. He's like a bridge, like even with the Afro beats, right? And we're going to go into that, right? So he had the early co-sign and alignment with Drake's and the OVO, right? He has a strong presence in UK and Europe. These are facts. You can't go around with his strengths there, right? Especially with the Afro-Caribbean festival circuits. It's facts, right? And he has great features across genres, the Afro beats and the UK rap and pop. Now, this is the thing. A lot of people say that he rode the Afrobeats wave. That's not true either. And I have the timelines to prove it. He didn't. He was there from before Afrobeats even became Afrobeats. And we're going to prove it, right? So he didn't just export songs. He exported dancehall energy into the global systems, right? And that is an influence that most people don't track. So I think that's one of the reasons why he is underrated. Now, Unruly Camp, I didn't do too much homework for you, or I didn't go too deep for you, right? You have to do your own homework, but I'm still going to give Popcaan his flowers as a lover of dancehall, right? And you know what? His cultural impact is actually bigger than his stats. He has good stats, yeah, good accolades, but his cultural impact is bigger than that, right? He built something that a lot of artists fail to build: identity. The Unruly, he built that, right? It became a lifestyle brand, right? So when you compare that to artists with millions of streams, but they don't have a real community, right? Popcaan created that language, the why, the energy, the emotional loyalty. So him have fan base. Him don't just have listeners. We can't take that away from him. Is that strong as Gaza? No. But that is where he came from, right? Look at the picture, right? Now, this is another strength. This is another strength that a lot of people look over. He took some losses that should have ended his career, and he still won. Think about it. Think about it. Let's be real. Leaving Vibes Cartel Gaza, right? That should have destroyed him. A lot of people who left, where are they now? Think about it, right? Gaza was and is the strongest machine in dancehall. It's facts, right? Artists who left, they usually faded. But Popcaan, he actually survived the backlash. He did. And he rebuilt his identity and he created his own lane. So that is career resilience, and that is rare. But a lot of people look over that. That's why I said that, you know what, he actually is underrated. And a lot of these people who are hyping, them can't hold a candle to Popcaan. It's facts, right? Also, he wins in spaces that dancehall artists struggle in. It's facts. Dancehall artists, them often struggle with crossing over into Afrobeats, staying relevant in the UK rap spaces, right? And maintaining that authenticity globally, right? Popcaan does all three. And he adapts as well without losing identity. That is extremely difficult. It's the same thing like what Cartel is able to do. He's able to do it too, right? Now, another thing about him, what I believe is his personality. I think a lot of it, why he's underrated, is his personality. Garnet says him bust the most lines. Facts. Why? And all of that stuff. You understand? And that you say, right? So he doesn't chase hype, which makes people underrate him. I think him have like a quietness about him. Like when I look at his picture, because I can read a lot from somebody's picture, right? Most fans them reward the controversy, the dominance narratives, and the loud moments. And Popcaan brand to me, how it feels calm, inconsistent. Him have longevity, you can't go around that, right? And he's a bit strategic, right? So people think that he's not as big, but in reality, I think what it is he's just not as noisy, right? Right? And his catalog is deep, right? But he's not marketed as legacy. Why is that? I don't know, right? Why is that? I don't understand, right? So Popcaan have club hits, him have the street anthems, him have global records, and him have emotional records too, right? But here's the issue. His catalog is not framed as legendary by the media, right? So I don't think people rank him and rank his catalog properly, right? So this remember now, I'm a student too, and this is just from me studying the music and studying all the artists and knowing the dancehall space. So any opinion that you have, throw it at me so that I can consider it. You understand? Because I'm not saying that I have all the reasons or the only reasons, but this is what I am thinking. This is according to me, right? So him sitting in a very dangerous middle position, right? Because him not as controversial as the top headline artist. Him not as commercialized as like the pop crossover was fully, right? And not as lyrically dominant to win in that lyrical dominance category. So him get respect, but him don't get him full credit what he should get, right? And he's not underrated because he lacks impact. Popcaan have a lot of impact. Popcaan have a lot of impact. As Garnet say, him have the bigger catalog after Cartel and Movada. It's facts, right? But I think he's underrated because his type of impact is harder to measure, but it's still important, right? Think about it. I discern some kind of mismatch here because him exists in dancehall, him good in Afrobeats, him exists in the UK rap, and him have that melodic crossover the way him sing. So him not quite sing J, but him have this melody type of DJ type of thing, right? So what happened? The system, him not fully Afrobeat, so nobody can say him fully Afrobeats. Him not fully pop, can't say him fully pop. Him can't say him fully hardcore dancehall either, right? So to me, it's like him become everywhere. So him not credited anywhere fully, even though him have such a deep and good catalog, and even though he's a survivor and he's so strong, right? So I think this is one another major reason why he's underrated. Plus in personality too. You understand?
Hold on. Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah, Garnet. You don't think? Come here, I wonder about it. Him say Popcaan have the biggest catalog after Cartel and Movado.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Cartel part, but me I wonder. You really think Vado have a bigger catalog
That Movado?
than if who have a bigger catalog, Popcaan or Movado?
I think,
Me not say you're wrong, Garnet.
yeah.
But me just the one that me have to think about it. Like
Think about
Cartel
it.
one, me not have to think about it. That's a given.
Yeah.
But Movado, me not too sure.
Yeah.
I don't
Think
know.
about it. Think about it some more. Or do you
That,
do some research on it?
What you think, though, sir?
big song and he crossed over. I think he do the Billboard. He do a lot of big songs in the world too. You
No, but
know.
who have the bigger catalog of hits?
Ah,
Like if we
them,
total up
them,
how much
them.
hit song Vado have and how much hit song. I saw you look on it, Garnet,
Dep-
or you talk
Depends on
some, or you
depends on the
talk.
level. Depends on the level of it. It could be local. It could be international. Depends.
Alright, but even local and international. We would have feel like
Well,
Papi have more.
um, locally, Mavad and Cartel was doing the street for a long while, you know. But Popcorn International, he has a lot of big songs too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to really measure it.
Yeah, it must have
But
me not
Popcaan
talk
has a lot of
commercial.
big song in the world too.
No, it must say overall, him not just talk commercial hit.
Yeah, I'm talking
That's
overall.
Well,
overall. So once
overall,
it hit, yeah, once it hit locally,
relative overall is referring to probably is counting the local and the international. So probably Popcorn would have get that run there a little bit over Mavada, regardless Mavada was out there before him.
yeah, bro, come feel like from Cartel, cause Movado was on a good run, you know. But from Cartel, drop a jail, Vado just cool up and slow down completely.
And a lot of big charts, Popcorn have some songs on
So,
them too.
right. And entire time Cartel, they are prison puppy, are run full speed.
Mm.
I don't know.
You see
Mm.
me? So we
Yeah.
have
But
to look on it.
Popcorn
Vado,
underrated.
Hold on there. Vado was on a good run. In boss 2005, Cartel drop a jail 11. So that's 6 years, right? So let's say Vado was running full speed for them 6 years there. But then him slow down when Cartel drop a prison. Cartel a prison for 13 years, and them 13 years there, Popcorn a run full speed, never slow down. So we're talking about 13 versus 6. So
Yeah,
me no know
yeah.
dog.
Well,
Mm.
Popcorn up there with them still. So
Yeah.
I mean, as well, Miss the lady has saying kind of underrated. I mean, I understand why people
Yeah.
not give him the glory. They just like OMG, everybody else the glory. Even the
So
day-to-day topic on some of the platform, they don't talk about Popcorn.
right. So that's why I actually did a timeline to prove that he actually was a bridge for Afrobeats. He never ride no wave like I hear people saying.
And a lot,
He was actually aligned with them before Afrobeats
he
even
did,
was
he
Afrobeats,
did, he did.
right?
Because
So
I remember when
you're breaking up. You're breaking up, those. We can't hear you.
I
Can't hear you.
remember when. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
When Popcorn was around there, even when them David and all of those people, it's so even me get to know them because they came by Popcorn house. The Popcorn do songs with all of them before even Jamaica people even know them.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of all those people.
Yeah. And Garnet Reed said something that I'm going to touch on too. He stepped away from the clash culture. It's facts, right? So these are a lot of reasons why he's underrated. But he's a talented, great artist, and listen, he has done a lot for the culture, and a lot of people don't recognize it. We're going to go into it, right? But I didn't
Ah,
do
you
too
think?
much. I didn't do too much work for Unruly Camp though. But I'm still giving him the flowers and respect.
You
Yeah, go
just
ahead.
said
What you saying?
something. You just said something. They say you step away from the clash.
Yeah,
This is with our people. As I said before, clash has a lot to do with our dancehall thing. So the moment they think that you step away or you're not trying to be a part of that, they take away all your ratings because they probably, oh, it's soft. Oh, you
yeah,
put up white flag. Oh, I'm not on the lyrics.
yeah.
So that will make them underrate a person because they think that he should be feeding them with all those negative.
You're breaking up, Dosa. You have to go somewhere where we can't hear you. You're
Yeah,
breaking up very bad.
I don't know what causing it. Probably is where I'm at. Maybe my
Probably.
phone charge.
I don't know, but there's a knocking too in the
Yeah.
background.
Right.
So most artists are judged by their streams, their solo hits, but Popcorn's real power is who he connects to and what flows through him. He had the early integration with Drake, cross pollination with the Afrobeats artists that we were just talking about, presence in UK scenes. So he's a cultural pipeline. He really is. But here's the issue: the industry doesn't measure properly influence flows, network positioning, or cultural transfer. So a lot of his strengths, his biggest strengths, other from his craft, of course, is actually invisible on paper. Okay, you can't count it. You understand? Even though him have the hits, him have the accolades, right? So let's talk about what Popcorn has done in history. First, only or rare. So he's the first dancehall artist to be fully embedded in a global hip hop power structure. Not saying aligned. He's the first one to be fully embedded in that hip hop culture there, and I'm going to explain how and why. Right? There's a difference between being aligned with hip hop culture, being signed to an American label, and being embedded in a global hip hop power structure. Okay, good. So Popcaan did not just collaborate with Drake, right? He became part of the OVO ecosystem. And a lot of people don't know OVO means October's very own, because Drake is born in October, right? So this is different from just a feature. It's different from just a one-off hit. He had a long-term integration. Now, why is this historic, Miss Julia? Because dancehall artists, traditionally, them stay adjacent to hip-hop. Popcaan was actually inside of the machine. No other dancehall artist has had that level of consistent, trusted access inside of a global rap empire. Consistent, trusted access. Again, I say it again. Consistent, trusted access. Right? That is a big thing. That's not a small thing. Okay? Now, he was one of the first to naturally bridge dancehall to Afrobeats, right? Before it was trendy. He did this before it was trendy, and I have the timeline to actually prove it, right? So before Afrobeats became global, Popcaan was already collaborating and moving in those circles, not as a trend, right? As a natural extension of his sound. Now, why does this matter? Because today, everyone is doing an Afrobeat collab. But back then, it wasn't a formula yet. Back then, people weren't doing it, right? So he actually helped to normalize that pipeline early. And of course, I have the timeline to prove it, right? So he built a global brand, Unruly, that translates across the countries, right? So Unruly is not just a Jamaican slang anymore. You see it in the UK, you see it in the Caribbean diaspora, right? Many artists have hits globally, but few artists export the language and the identity globally. Popcaan is one of them that did both. Okay? Now, he's one of the few dancehall artists who can live comfortably in the UK market. It's facts, right? The UK, if you don't know, is one of the hardest markets for dancehall artists to sustain. And not only sustain, but to dominate and to also stay relevant in. So Popcaan didn't just visit. He is actually embedded in the UK ecosystem, right? That includes, why do I say that? Why do you say that, Miss Julia? Consistent bookings. Him actually have a real fan base over there, and they actually accept him in their culture, right? That level of UK integration is actually rare when it comes on to the other artists. Okay? So him have a melodic thing about him, right? That is not necessarily just a singer. It's like him have a hybrid, his sound, right? He mastered a melodic dancehall in a way that influenced a whole generation, right? So this is what I like about him. He's not just singing, and he's not just DJing, right? Him actually have like, I don't know how to explain it to you. I said, use the song he sang that is really only applicable to Gaza Nation as the perfect example here. Oh, yeah. I have too much fun when I'm doing these things now. Honest to God, I have so much fun when I do this. So the example is, you know the song, "Are we still loving? We still loving? We still loving?" That's right. Right? That is an example. Right? So I say that is really only applicable to the Gaza Nation. Oh God, I'm going to fry my neck. They're going to fry my neck in court. That's all right. I'm just giving an example. Okay, get your busy. Right? So listen, Mr. Gaza, him have the rare ability to balance the street authenticity and the global acceptance. You understand? And that's a very hard thing in music, to be accepted in Jamaica with street credibility and then also the global markets. You understand? Most artists lose, they lose one when them gain the other. Is it that them get very, very street, them lose the global market, or them go global and them lose the Jamaican street credibility. But Popcaan is able to keep both. And he's following in Cartel footsteps, because Cartel do that on a bigger scale. You see what I'm saying? So that is rare. Right? So no, this is what I want the Unruly camp to investigate for themselves. I was going to do it now, but I said, no, I have to save my energy for Gaza Nation still. But I still didn't give you the questions, guys, right? Out of respect, right? Because you know what? All the people across the camps, they work hard. So respect is due, right? So here's the questions for the unruly camp to investigate. Who else has successfully left a dominant dancehall system and gone more global? In other words, who else successfully left a dominant dancehall system, which is the Gaza nation, and when him leave, him gone more global after that? Who else have done that? Nobody else. Did Popcaan help open the Afrobeats dancehall pipeline before it became mainstream? Yes, he did. Are we overlooking influence because it doesn't look like dominance the way we are used to seeing it? Yes, we are. Right? Yes,
Okay,
we
so
are.
the first question,
Yes, sir.
are you only speaking about Gaza? Like
No,
which, like just overall dancehall?
dancehall system, right? Like who else left a successful dominant dancehall system like Gaza and gone more global afterwards?
Vibes Cartel with Alliance. I would probably say Mavado too.
You know what? You're right, You're right. You're 100% right. You're
Yeah,
100% right. You're 100% right. Mr. Gaza, I forgot about that. You're
yeah.
100%. How could I forget about that? Hold on. No, you're right. No, you're right. This is why conversation is important. You're right. But still, who will leave the Gaza and become more global? Nobody else. Let me just change that to who
Right,
has
right. That's
successively
right.
left.
If it's the Gaza,
Left
yeah,
the Gaza, left Gaza. Let me put left the dominant dancehall system. Put some respect on it. Gaza nation, right? Let me put who has left the. Thank you, Mr. Gaza. Hey, Miss Jacobs, blessings, my sister. Good to see you always, my queen. Good to see you, right? Yes, Garnet, my love song with Shaka Khan. Exactly. And he's not corny. Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Gaza. Thank you, Mr. Gaza. I should have
Popcorn,
proofread my stuff before,
popcorn,
right? So I
popcorn.
have some proof for my claim, right? So the claim is Popcaan helped open the Afrobeats dancehall pipeline before it became mainstream. This is my core thesis, and I'm going to prove it to you.
Uh-huh.
Popcaan was early, natural, and structurally important in the Afrobeats dancehall pipeline before it became mainstream. This is before their 2018 boom, right? Now, here is my step by step evidence with the time reference for the unruly camp to investigate themselves. See, even Jesus see it, Black Jesus, right? So, in 2014 to 2015, he aligned before the wave exploded, right? Now,
True.
before Afrobeats became global, right? Before the one dance era, Popcaan was already sonically aligned with Afrobeats artists like Wizkid. What was happening? Afrobeats artists were heavily inspired by dancehall rhythms and Jamaican cadence, but Popcaan's melodic style, it fit naturally into that space. The same, are we still a win, right? Fit
Uh-huh.
naturally with the Afrobeats. You never have to try, right? So this wasn't a trend collab. It was sheer DNA before the industry even monetized it, right? Now, 2016 is very, very critical. This is the global inflection point, people. Pay attention. And Popcaan was already inside of it. 2016 is critical because the one dance with Wizkid, it becomes one of the biggest songs in the world. That was a turning point for Afrobeats globally, right? That was a turning point for Afrobeats globally. Now, here's where Unruly Camp can proudly investigate. He is directly connected to the same ecosystem via Drake. And he had his own version of Controller in 2016. Now, why is that important, Miss Julia? Well, Controller is a dancehall driven global hit. One Dance is an Afrobeat dancehall fusion global hit. And Popcorn is sitting inside both of those sonic worlds at the same time. That type of positioning is called pipeline level influence. It is. It's very influential. You can't go around it. I don't know why it is that people don't recognize it, right? That's why I say I think his personality and being low key has a lot to do with people not paying attention to him as much. But when you have the music facts and you actually do the investigation, you see that rotted. He did a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So 2017 to 2018, right? Before Afrobeats goes mainstream, Popcaan is already collaborating with them, right? So before Afrobeats became a global industry wave, this is 2019 plus, right? He started collaborating with people like Davido, right? Remember, in 2017, 2018, he collaborated with them. So at this time, the Afrobeats was not yet fully globalized, right? And there were no guaranteed hit formulas, right? So these were just him having relationships with them, right? That was just a love of the music, which means that he was not chasing a trend because it wasn't a trend at that time. He was part of the early bridge building. It's facts. It wasn't a trend at that time, right? He helped to build that bridge. You understand? And he fit in naturally with them because of his melodic way of how him sing. What does Garnet say? Garnet say Tommy Lee is more influential and the core dancehall is concerned. Ever new age artists sound like Tommy Lee. Yeah, that's what you say. He's influential in the core dancehall. That's right. Better version. That's right. The controller better version. I believe that too. That could have been a number one song for Popcaan. It could have. I wonder why it didn't. That's another question. He gets a lot of love in the streets in Jamaica, to be honest, still. Yes, he does. And that's what I'm saying. That balance of being able to be street loved in Jamaica, right? And still have that crossover and fit in with them and still have such a big presence in UK. It's something that we shouldn't ignore, right? No, 2019 to 2020, this is what happened. The Afrobeats goes global, right? And Popcaan is already positioned in it by 2019, right? Artists like Burna Boy, they rise internationally. Now, look at Popcaan. He's not entering late. He's already connected. He's already respected with them and he's already integrated with them, right? Now, this is the key distinction. Many artists after that, they joined the Afrobeats wave. But Popcaan was already in the water before it rose. It's facts. He was already in the water before it became a wave, right? So, because of the fact, right, this is it's so natural for him because of his style. He's very rhythmic, his songs. It's very emotionally driven, very melodic, right? Even the one that he dropped today. So he fits perfectly in both dancehall and Afrobeats. So when he collaborated, it didn't feel like a experiment. It felt like him continuing his music, right? Now, this is the strongest counterpoint for the unruly camp, right? And how the unruly camp can destroy it, right? So the Popcaan haters, they will have this counter argument and they will say, Afrobeats artists were already influenced by dancehall, not Popcaan specifically. That's true, right? But influence is one thing and actively building a bridge is a different thing, right?
Right. As you said, he built a bridge to connect the two.
Facts.
Because even though Afrobeats was inspired and influenced by dancehall, they were still separated. You see what
Facts.
I'm saying? Like physically, geographically, but then also musically as well too. And Popcaan basically created that bridge to bring the two closer.
Facts. 100%. And he
Yeah,
was the first.
you can't go around that.
Right. Big up yourself, Marikaba, my brother. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Right? So this is the thing. Unruly people can say, yes, correct. Right? But that so Popcaan was present in both ecosystem and he was collaborating early, like we said before. So he's a living connector. Right? Now, more points for the unruly camp to dive deep into their own studies. Who were the first real connectors between Afrobeats and dancehall? Popcaan. Did Popcaan benefit from the Afrobeats wave or help prepare it? I would say he helped to prepare it, right? Who else was moving between both worlds before 2018? Nobody else but Popcaan. Only Popcaan in dancehall, right? Yes, Merkaba, Popcaan was ahead of the game in the Afrobeat space. He was. He was before Afrobeats even had the name Afrobeats. Well, you know what I mean. Before we even knew what it was, right? Facts, right? Good. So before the world was watching, he had alignment. Okay. Now this is the Afrobeats dancehall pipeline, right? 2014 to 2015, Mr. Gaza, there was regional growth, right? The dancehall influence was strong. Wizkid started to emerge around this time. 2016, there was a global explosion with the one dance, the impact of that one. I need a one dance, right? So that was the mainstream entry. Now, 2017 to 2018, this is when they started to expand the Afrobeats. You guys can check everything what I'm saying now. Screenshot it, do whatever you want to do your own research, right? So 2017 to 2018, that's the expansion phase. This is where he had the international growth and the infrastructure building. This is Afrobeats. 2019 to 2020, full dominance. Burna Boy, global rise, global festivals. What was happening at that time? 2015 to 2004 to 2015, when it was growing regionally, Popcaan was aligned with them right here. 2004 to 2015. 2016, when it break out, he was in a critical position. He was inside of the OVO system, the one dance, and the controller, which is a crossover. 2017 to 2018, in the expansion phase, he is the early bridge, the Davido collaboration, and the moves across the market. Right now, in full dominance, he's fully integrated. Afrobeats ecosystem, it did not chase the wave. Right? So Popcaan was not late to Afrobeats, he was early to the bridge. By the time Afrobeats became global, Popcaan was already connected and culturally aligned to them. It's facts. Right? So therefore, your kill shot, Unruly, right, is that by the time Afrobeats became global, Popcaan was already connected. He was already collaborating with them. He was already culturally aligned with them. They already loved him and respected him. So that's not participation. That is early pipeline positioning, right? We're almost finished, right? Good. Let me see. Did I do? Yes. Yes. It's the same one. He just recreated it, right? So, therefore, this is what I found. This is the strategic timeline of Popcaan's positioning. Step 1, before the wave, he was aligned early with them. Step 2, the wave begins. The sound starts gaining significant moment. He was already inside the ecosystem. Step 3, the wave building, the global infrastructure and the network forming for the Afrobeats that started to get more serious now. He was already collaborating, right? Step 4, the wave explodes and full worldwide dominance of Afrobeats, right? And he was already positioned, right? So he was an architect of the bridge. He was an architect of the bridge. You cannot go around it, right? So Unruly Camp should realize that their haters can't call Popcaan a wave rider when the timeline that I just showed you proves that he was moving before the wave even had a name. These are facts. And White Jesus approves this message, if you care about what he says, right? So almost finished. We only have 4 more slides. So we're just going to go through his accomplishments and their significance. And this is one of the reasons why I had to study. Why is it that he is so underrated? Right? Why is it that he is so underrated? Right? Because he did a lot. Right? Number 1, he break out from Gaza, right? And he had an anthem success, right? He had Clark's 2010. Then from 2011 to 2012, the global breakout with Only Man She Want. And even that again is melodic. You can hear it. Only Man She Want. You can hear it, right? Right? That's a successful exit from Gaza. That is no small feat. You see what I'm saying? Him deal with the backlash and him build him own brand, Unruly, right? And him release the projects Where We Come From in 2014. He's one of the only artists to leave a dominant dancehall system, Gaza system, and still grow bigger, right? And he shifted from crew-based dominance to individual brand ownership. Him start owning him own thing. Look at all the other people who were a part of Gaza. Where are they now? And they were talented too. He not only survived as an artist, but him actually build him own brand. That is not something small, right? Then now him integrate into the global music ecosystem with the OVO, right? That is an accomplishment, right? Him appear on global projects, collaboration. What's the significance of that? He was the first dancehall to be structurally, as I said before, embedded in the hip hop machine, structurally embedded, right? So he opened pathways for dancehall artists entering global ecosystems, not just features. Okay, good. Also, another accomplishment we just talked about, the early bridge between the dancehall and the Afrobeats, right? The accomplishment, the collaborations with Wizkid and Davido. What is the significance of that, Miss Julia? Well, he helped to normalize the Afrobeats dancehall crossover well before it became a trend. right? That's a cultural impact. He contributed significantly to the emergence of global Afro-Caribbean sound fusion. Then, why for that? But we have the UK market penetration, right? Cartel said he made preemptive moves, Miss J. You're damn right he did. Sure he did, Clip Cartel. He sure did, right? He has consistent success in UK charts, UK festivals, and the diaspora's fan base. That is not something easily done. Consistent success. First of all, success is not easy. Then consistent success in all of these different places, right? What's the significance of that? He strengthened UK as a second home for dancehall. He strengthened that link. It's facts. And he helped maintain dancehall relevance in the diaspora markets. It's facts, right? So now, here is more of my timeline proof. Okay, and Dozo, call back in. We're almost finished, so you guys can talk soon. Here is more of my timeline proof. 2010, Clark's era, Gaza. 2 years, it just took him 2 years to go global after leaving Gaza. 2 years. 2012 was only Man She Want, right? Global. 2 more years. It looked like him have a 2-year thing. For 2014, him have the Identity, the WWCF album, right? And then in him have a 2-year what you call it, surge. Another 2 years. 2006. I was surprised when I saw it too, because sometimes how things happen, but you don't really see the timeline unless you write it down. That's why it's good to write things down, Mr. Gaza.
Right.
When I was doing the research, I was like, it's like him get a boost of luck every 2 years, right? And then 2 years, 2016, that was the controller era. 2 more years, that was the Afrobeat bridge early, right? And position globally for them. That's public though. He did that from before, like we were saying before, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, 2 years, right? And that's a very big, beautiful breakaway risk. When him leave Gaza, he didn't have machine support at that time. He didn't. And he built unruly. So think about it, business of dancehall fans. This is where most careers end. But this is actually where he started. It's facts. We can't go around it. A lot of people careers ended when they left the Gaza. But this is where his own actually started. Those you can call back in if you want, because we're done now. Right? So he didn't just collaborate. He was inside of the system with Drake. Okay? Then you have the movement creation. And it's still there now from 2014 to the present. That's not fine dumb people. That's a movement. Unruly. It's a movement. What do you have? Right? Good. Right now, he's also a UK stronghold. Right? Jamaica to UK. Right? The local diaspora. That's global routing and established territory. So he didn't just travel. He established actual territory. People in UK love him. And we have to look at his longevity curve. Don't go around Popcaan from longevity curve. Right? Him have consistent relevance. There was no major fall off. Yes, it's true that there was no spike. I want him to find more hits. That's true. But there was sustained presence. He survived. Right? And that is not a small thing in branding. It's not. We spoke about that in the business matters classes before. They come to companies and branding and just surviving. Right? There's no spike necessarily, but sustained presence takes a lot. And those I was saying that today too. Like reaching the pinnacle is one thing, but actually being consistent and staying there. Right? Those I say you do a lot of work for real. Yes, I do, and I love it. So the thing is too, why I think he's underrated is he doesn't fit the dominant king archetype, right? So dancehall, we all know, like we were saying, Mr. Gaza, celebrate the lyrical war dominance, the clash victories, and the aggressive authority, right? Right? So you think about how the culture celebrate the baddest, the king, the top down type of thing. But to me, Popcorn's energy is just different. He's very melodic, in quiet, in calm type of thing. You understand what I'm saying? So what
Yeah.
happens, in my estimation, he doesn't trigger the fear, respect, dominance response. So him get respect, but him don't get that reverence. You understand what I'm saying, Mr. Gazo?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, with all this war thing that's going on, I remember telling you about my dream that I had, right? Like I really want them to collaborate and come out with something, another big hit. Like imagine this Gaza Nation and Fire Nation and Mr. Gaza. Imagine like them come out with a Iman Cartel collaborate on a song and it bigger than Clark's, or you know what I mean? It's like a hit, a super hit, right? And then like there's a stage show and them come out and then do it, right? And then after that them do Clark's. You know what I mean? Like people would just be so touched. You understand what I'm saying? Because it go right back to the beginning. You understand? So
Listen, man, I'm not ruling it out
yeah,
because right now we don't know. Maybe it's in the pipeline.
that's what I want.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Until I see Popcaan and Cartel come out and diss them one another, me not jump to no conclusion.
exactly.
I'm just sit
Exactly.
and watch and see what I go on.
Exactly. And that is my position on it too.
All
That is
right.
my position on it. And that's why I was telling time come too at the beginning of the live that I don't see where him this anybody. Okay, that the song went up, but it was taken down immediately, and we don't know if it's him take down, put up the song, put up the song with those words. You see what I'm saying, or what the intention was, but it's down, right? And I mean, listen, love is so much better. Love is so much. It's so much better to just get along. It really is, right? So that's my dream, and that's why I said I had a dream, but y'all keep effing it up. So anyway, unruly camp, Gaza Nation has a message for you. Are we still a win? We still a win. So I don't I know I love trolling. I love the trolling aspect of it, you see, Mr. Gaza. You understand? Respectful trolling. No problem with this. Right? No, Garnet, the song wasn't a diss song at all. Right? The song what Popcaan dropped today is just a regular Popcaan song. Him always talking about somebody fighting him or him going to survive or things hard. You understand? That's just a regular Popcaan's one of the type of Popcaan songs. Right? It's facts. So yeah, you guys can call in if you want to talk about it. If not, then I will leave you. But let me hear what Mr. Gaza have to say. Mr. Gaza, what you saying?
Yeah, no, this was great. I love the breakdown of everything, both topics. In my opinion, this could have been two separate lives because
True.
you covered so much on both topics that they could
True.
have they could have been their own life on its own. You see what I'm saying?
True. Fact.
Um, but yeah, but this was really good, very in depth, um, easy to follow and everything. I love how you constructed the whole thing. But yeah.
Yeah, fact. Thank you very much for those kudos and for your always you bringing your positive energy and bringing your knowledge, right? And
Mhm.
I really like conversing with you. I really like the way you think, and I love your honesty. I really do appreciate that. You understand? So you're welcome here anytime. A matter of fact, I look forward to you coming here. Look forward to all of you coming here.
Mhm.
Yeah, so and that's what I'm saying too. Even with the Jeffrey situation, guys, just wait. We have to wait for the evidence. Don't take a statement as fact. You understand? Don't take a statement. Just wait for the evidence. Wait for the forensics. Wait for the ballistics, right? And charges are oftentimes reduced, and sometimes they're dropped. Right? Charges don't mean guilty, right? So let's just wait and let's see how it goes. And it's the same thing with Popcaan. Like, stop trying to stoke anger all the time. Like that idiot that came on my life today. I'm so glad him show himself so I could hide them. I hide them as soon as I see them. I'd educate them first, then hide them. You understand? So like, don't forward over here with your negative foolishness. You use your power of choice and scroll on if you don't want to be here. If you don't like it, don't come here with your negative edge because I'm gonna cut off your head right away. Because I am vicious when it comes on to my peace of mind. Vicious, right? Anyway, big up yourself. Thank you very much, Fire Nation and Gaza Nation. Best up on yourself. And I'm out.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Miss Ju.
Fire Nation, listen to me. You don't log off and go back to playing small. You take what you learned and you execute. This is why Fire Nation exists. To rise higher, to build smarter, and to change the financial future of our families. I'm Miss Julia, A.K.A. Miss Blue Fire, always taking you higher. And wherever you go next, you carry our fire with you. Fire Nation, we rise, we build, and we're just getting started.